This is a horror game podcast. It is meant for mature audiences. It may contain shocking revelations, violence, and sexual themes. Viewer discretion is advised. Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. The scenario is Birdcage 3. It was written by Max Meltzer, who is also our keeper of arcane lore, and this is episode 1. So without any further delay, let's begin our journey into the darkness. Max?
All right, thank you, Tom. So we begin in staging ground a few miles away from the Ypres salient, known as Wipers to you British. And your lieutenant is giving you some last minute orders about how you're going to get in. He says, "Listen up, boys." I'm not going to do the British accent. It's really going to be a struggle getting in there because the Germans have the high ground. They're on 3 hills, as you know, in the Messine, and we're going to go in by truck. But after that, we're going to have to get off by foot, run into the trench. Now, keep your heads down. We should be under cover of night, so you should be okay. But if a flare goes up, freeze. All right? And without any further ado, you're bundled into a truck, an old 1910s truck, going out in the muddy road out to Messine. And so why don't we have you, as you're in the truck with each other, introduce yourselves to each other.
All right. I'm playing Sergeant Jeffrey Oxbridge. He's an engineer and works with the oh gosh, I forgot what you called the device. The
The
seismograph.
geophone.
Geophone, that was it. Yeah, he's the geophone operator, so he's going to be down in the tunnels with everybody, listening for sounds of any impending German soldiers or counter tunneling or anything like that. He's just kind of a black-haired, kind of ruddy-faced guy. Just kind of keeps to himself a little bit.
And I'm up in the front. I'm PFC Erastus Weed. I'm a clay kicker. I do the digging. Not fun, but...
And right alongside me best mate Weed, John Root. I'm the bomb guy. If things need booming, I do the booming.
I'm Lance Corporal Kenneth Doyle. I'm mostly at the back, ready with a canary to make sure we don't run into any gas pockets along the way. And, sarcastic comments along the way.
PFC Jethro Wood. Probably don't like that lieutenant. That's fuckface, but okay. I'm here to guard you guys. I'll be at the entrance. Holler if you need anything. I've worked with some of you guys before, so we should be good.
Yes. And as you are bumping along, you can hear some light machine gun fire, some shelling, but it seems mostly quiet. And finally, you arrive at the location where you're going to get out. And the lieutenant says, "Okay, there's the trench over there." And you can see it's about maybe 100 feet away. We're going to have to run. Now, remember, if the flare goes up, freeze. Okay. Now, I want you all to roll dexterity for me to see if you can go. Or stealth, whichever one you want.
That is a hard success.
Fail.
Just a regular success for me on dexterity.
I fall as I'm getting out of the truck, I guess.
I'm good. Regular.
All right.
I got an extreme success on
So-
dexterity.
You all, Kenneth, John, Erastus, and Jeffrey, you all dash from the truck across the sort of no man's land in the back of the trench, which is kind of unusual for you, because the Germans have the high ground. And you basically make it before a flare goes up, and you're all fine. And you get in, you dive in the trench, and you look back and realize that Jethro has tripped over an old piece of machinery and is on the ground. And just as you look back and see him, a flare goes up. And
Jethro,
now
freeze!
Jethro freezes. And then the
Hopefully
flare
they don't
burns
see his
out.
blonde hair.
And the flare burns out. And Jethro manages to make it to the trench.
Do I need to low crawl over there, or I'm just gonna hop up and run?
You just hop up and run.
Good, good.
It's kind of odd. You feel like you can do an intelligence roll if you want.
Oh, okay. Oh, hard.
All right. So your heart dropped when you tripped over that old gear because you knew that the Germans would spot you. You were out in the open, no cover, nothing. But it seems like maybe the machine gunner was taking a break or something because no one shot at you, even though you think you should have. You're an experienced soldier. You think you should have been shot at.
I mean, that's the
All right.
reason why I asked to go to the tunnels. I don't want to be out in the open, although the tunnels aren't that much safer, but I don't want to be out here.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
All
and I
right.
run and catch up with my buddies.
So you're all in the trench.
Good job.
Now, under the cover of darkness, you're able to get to your barracks in the mine penthouse, which is basically the building that is the entrance to the shaft that goes down into the mine. You sleep it off, and you all wake up, and now it's time for you to go out and get your orders.
Right.
Oh, God. Does anybody bring coffee? Instant coffee, anything, tea, anything?
Nothing yet from anyone up high.
Oh, no.
Nope.
Just
Maybe we
see
got a
Kenneth in the
smoke
corner.
or
See
got a
Kenneth in the
smoke or
corner,
something?
crashing the coffee, like slowly sipping it.
Well, do they feed us? Do they feed us before we go in?
Oh, they have food here, but it's tough to get food in. It's supplies are limited.
What's the
So
shower situation? Like full on bathroom.
Yeah.
yeah, the shower situation is not
Rain,
good.
if you're lucky.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't had a shower since 1899.
We can tell.
Well, okay. So you guys go out of the penthouse to go receive your orders, and I want you all to do a spot hidden for me because the trench is muddy and gross that you can see rats are sort of darting around the top of the trench line.
That's a
There's
fail.
That is good for me as well. I am not
Fail.
good.
I got an hard.
I got
All
regular.
All right, so maybe Erastus sees this as you're walking down the trench. You can see, it's gross, it's grim. There's a sort of a parapet and then an abutment and a firing step up where you can step up to shoot at any attackers.
Mhm.
And you see about 4 men standing up on the firing step, looking out over no man's land. And
See anything?
you walk up to them, and you can see it looks like 4 privates. They're just sticking their heads up, and they don't look concerned, except for one of them looks terrified, and he says, "Get up here.
What's up?
Look at that." and he points out.
Poke my head up.
Yeah, he points out over no man's land. You raise your head slowly over the wooden wall. You can see dirt and barbed wire. No man's land is littered with dead bodies everywhere. Uh, they haven't gotten an opportunity to clean them up for a while, months probably. And at first, you can't really tell what he's looking at, but then with his finger, you can sort of see it far off in the distance. It's misty. About 100 meters away, there's a German draped over barbed wire. He's been crushed in from where other soldiers have stepped over him. And
Yeah.
Sorry, go.
Gross.
He's moving. He looks like he's shifting around a little bit.
Still alive, snagged on the barbed wire. Can't get himself loose.
Then he sinks into the soil further and further and further and disappears underground.
So, what's the composition of the ground out here? Is it quicksandy?
It is sand.
Yeah. So guy gets pulled into quicksand. Down he goes.
And the terrified soldier looks over you and said, "Did you see that?"
That he got sucked under?
Not sucked under. Men go missing out there. The bodies dragged underneath the ground.
You ever heard of quicksand, dude? There's lots of quicksand out in this area. People go missing because they fall into the quicksand.
Listen, that other trench.
Don't tell
over
me you
there,
believe in like gnomes or leprechauns pulling people or fairies pulling people underground. Don't be silly.
and you don't? You don't think there could be something out there?
I believe that there are a bunch of German dudes out there trying to kill us all.
Yeah.
That's what
Germans.
you should worry about, dude.
The Germans over there, have you heard anything about them? You must have. You haven't heard anything about them.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They're crazy. When we raid their trenches, we find things down there. Like arms and legs. They keep them as trophies. Weird stuff.
Look, I don't have time for the spook stories. And I pull away from him and continue down to where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
There you are, Erastus. Hell happened to you?
Oh, dirt. Some of our guys are getting, we've been in this trench for quite a while. I mean, we haven't, but our
Right,
fighters
men,
have been.
yeah.
I think they're all getting a little loopy. They're starting to see things. I was watching a soldier out there who was snagged on the barbed wire, and he was sinking into the quicksand. And guy starts telling stories about things living out there that run off with soldiers who are wounded and sink them into the ground. It's nonsense.
Soldier boys and their superstitions. Never understood it.
There's no such thing as anything supernatural.
Exactly.
This is about Germans killing us and us killing the Germans, and it's all a big fight over because Ferdinand got shot.
Well, don't really matter no more. Not like he's got any say in the matter. Come on, down in the mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, and I'm going to post the map of the mine in here. This is the main gallery of the mine that you guys have dug so far. Now, Lance Corporal Doyle, you would probably be in the rookery with all the rest of the birds. PFC Wood, you can be wherever you want to be, but you would probably either be with the tunnelers in the attack tunnel, or just roaming around somewhere. You can be wherever you want. And then Sergeant Oxbridge, you would probably be in the geophone array, listening to the different geophones.
Okay.
And then you two, Clay Kickers and Spoilbagger, would be in the attack tunnels,
Digging them out.
All the way at
which
the end.
is right here. So you would be in Tunnel 2. Tunnel 1 and Tunnel 3 are under construction. But the earth there is not very good. It's kind of dangerous. So Tunnel 2 is the most developed one. And you guys would be down in the clay face.
Okay. So it looks like the idea is that one of us clay kickers, we're in the front, we're digging it out, and then they widen the shaft as they go along.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Looks wider
So
as it comes.
So the job of the clay kicker is pretty bad. You have to be in a tight tunnel, kicking the shovel with your feet
On your back.
on your back. Yes,
Supported
And it-
by a wood plank.
exactly.
Yeah.
The kicking motion sort of shoots out a little bit of clay, and you, John, would be bagging that up and taking it away.
Mm.
And we
Now,
go fairly fast, don't we? We can do what is it? 18 meters a day?
8 meters in a day, whereas the Germans reportedly could only do 2.
yeah,
Yeah.
you have a big advantage over the Germans here. So you guys would go down there. Now,
And the process is we're digging underneath the German camp and then filling it with dynamite and then blowing them
To
up.
blow them up.
Yeah.
exactly. Now, the tunnel is underneath a layer of sand, as we said, and then underneath that is clay. Now, the clay is permeable, and above the sand is like a water layer, right? So the water is constantly percolating through the sand down into your tunnel.
Right.
And so you have a pump that's pumping it out. But there's constantly water dripping down.
So it's
Okay.
an interesting idea. Did we calculate as we did this that when we first start, we dug down to create the complex where we're staying, and then we're digging our tunnels, perhaps at going slightly up as we go? How deep are we?
You're about 60 feet deep.
Okay.
So
we're going up
exactly-
slightly so that the water drips and goes back towards the
main
where
way
they
we
pump
came
it out.
in. Mm-hmm.
yeah, exactly. So there's a low point within the mine that is where the pump is. So the water actually drains downhill to this low point, which in it
Then gets
there's
pumped.
yeah, there's a well down there, as you can see from the it says well,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
in the well the water gathers and it's pumped out.
Obviously,
Gotcha.
you wouldn't want the pump in the tunnel because they could hear it from above.
Mm.
Yeah. The most
And
dangerous thing. Sorry,
We
go
whisper
on.
mostly down there.
Yeah.
The most dangerous thing is noise, as you said.
Mm.
Making noise is very audible underground. So some of you have stethoscopes, and the geophones allow you to hear different noises beneath there. There's only candle lighting. Electric lighting is not installed in 90% of the tunnel. But there is, sorry, go ahead.
Luckily, I do have my headlamp, so we have a little bit better than just candles.
Yeah. You do have a headlamp, and there's a minecart track that is powered that lets you
And
go.
does anything pump like air down here? To at least turn the air over once in a while?
No. The air gets stale quick. You have some circulation, a little bit, maybe some fans, but it's not very advanced at all.
Okay. Yep. Getting the job done to kill
Yeah.
the Germans.
Underneath the ground is, sorry, I'm doing a lot of exposition, but underneath the ground is the Birdcage 3 mine, which is a huge room filled with thousands and thousands of pounds of explosives, which is going to be ammonium nitrate and a catalyst for that, like a fuel of some sort. And it's underneath the Birdcage 3 position, which is the hill that the Germans are on right now. Your goal is to blow that up when the time's right. It's a top secret mission.
Ammonium nitrate, fertilizer.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
That'll go
Now,
off like, you can't say an atomic bomb because we don't know what that is yet.
well,
It'll
if
go
it
off like
does
an
go,
atomic bomb.
if it does go off, it'll be the largest explosion in human history up to that point. Man-made explosion. So,
Yeah, but we won't know because if it goes off, we're down here.
that'd be
We'll be
unfortunate.
atomized.
All right. So Erastus, you and John are in the coal face, or not the coal face, the clay face. You're kicking through the clay, and you suddenly, Erastus, as you're going through, you're making good progress, but you hit something really hard, and your shovel cracks and shivers you up.
We got rock.
Again?
See if I can dig around it.
All right.
So I'm going to start going to the side of it.
Okay.
See if I get to an edge.
You sort of maneuver yourself such that you can kick around. You're shooting in, expecting to see a soft surface around it, but then again, shivers up the shovel.
Solid fucking wall. Must be a big old. I don't want to scrape away the dirt, because if I scrape away the dirt, you'd be able to hear that really loudly.
Right.
Do we have any water?
I mean, it's pouring down on your head right now.
Down.
Well, if I can gather some up and toss it on the rock to see if it's like, is it a solid chunk of granite or?
Yeah, I'm guessing I have like a little bucket in the little mine cart we bring along for kind of more liquidy bits of clay. So I'll just take one of those out and hand it over to you to help you collect some water.
Yeah, you take the bucket, or maybe even one of your guys' helmets.
Oh yeah, that would be even better.
Take it off and slosh it out on the side.
Yeah.
You brush it off with your hand, just softly, and you see what looks to be concrete wall.
Fuck. It's concrete. Tell the
What?
Brendan, are you Lieutenant Corporal?
Oh, Lance.
Lance Corporal. Tell the Lance Corporal. I think we've found a structure. There's maybe a cement underground structure. Fuck.
You want to come with me, Weed, or you want to stay here? Keep an eye on it.
I'll stay here. I'm going to see if I can try to go side to side to see if we can find a way around it.
All right. Watch out for gremlins. Or whatever the hell they think is here.
And gremlins don't live down here. It's Tommy knockers I'm worried about.
I'll be back in a few shakes. And I'll take my little cart, wheel it back.
Meanwhile, I'm trying to move around it.
All right, so we'll stick with you for a second, Erastus, and I want you to do a intelligence roll or tunnel survival if you have that.
Oh, is that something you added on here?
I don't think I think it might only be Jethro has it, so you can just do intelligence.
I got an 18 out of, where's my intelligence? A 50. So that is a hard.
All right, so if this is a structure, you would expect that if you just put your ear up to the wall, you'd probably be able to hear someone in there.
So what I'll do is I'll out of Root's little bag of tricks over here, I'll pull out a stick and I'll put the stick up against the wall and put my teeth on it. See if I can hear.
And you bite down on that stick, you shove it up against the wall, and you feel almost like
rhythmical noise.
Rhythmical noise, exactly. Rhythmical vibration from within.
Some sort of machinery. Shit. We've come on a bunker or something underground.
Yeah. Seems like it must be, as you said, some sort of machine or maybe a pump or something. All right.
We're going to have to change direction.
You go back out of the attack tunnel. You slosh out of the clay face into the mine shaft where your mine cart is, into 1 foot of water. It's unpleasant, but it's running downhill, so it'll be drained soon, hopefully.
Hey. All right, let's see.
You walk
probably
down
with the rest of the birds.
Yeah. You walk down with your cart that sort of lets you go down easily with your bag of clay, out into the main mine, through the tunnels. And you pass by the listening post. You, I assume, would probably look in there for him.
What are you doing? It's not break time yet. Get back in there. What's going on?
We found something. A big something.
Diamonds? Rubies?
I bloody wish. No, we came across a thing made of concrete.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, trying to find the Lance Corporal. You seen him?
Yeah, he has been over. I think he's over at the rookery.
Yeah, he always did
him and his
for his
birds. Freaking birds, right?
Yeah, stranger things to be fascinated by.
Do you want me to go with you? You want me to stay here?
Can if you want.
All right, I'll stretch my legs. Let's go.
And Jethro, as you're going along with him, your conversation finishes, but it's punctuated by a large boom, boom, boom. And you can do a tunnel survival check for that, Jethro.
Okay. 57 out of 70. So pass.
Could I try a listen?
Yeah, sure.
Let's see here. Nope, that's a failure.
All right. So, Jethro, you were outside on the front lines for a while, and you know that sound just like every soldier knows it. That's artillery on the surface.
Oh, fuck.
And
artillery.
Did you just get a regular success?
Yeah.
All right. So that's what it is. Glad you're down here.
This is why I came down here. Do you hear that, John?
How could I not?
God. Not this shit again. All right.
Right. Let's go to the bird brain.
The bird brain.
Indeed. And this area of the tunnel is a little more finished. It has even some concrete up. The wooden slabs are nice, and there's been a lot of work down here. You go back near the entrance off into the rookery, and there, standing there with his birds, is Lance Corporal Doyle.
I just have this image of him like being a Disney princess and like all his birds are like flying around.
Yeah, he has one on his finger. Just,
casually covered in dirt, being like, "Oh yes, how are you doing today?"
Like singing to each other. Sorry.
You're not that far off from the journey. He's probably going around talking to the birds like really quietly, like checking on them.
A lot of your birds, Lance Corporal Doyle, are extremely tuckered out. because they have either passed out or almost passed out from carbon monoxide exposure and methane gas exposure. So some of them are taking naps, some of them are just waking up. They look like they've been through a tough time.
Now then, let me take them up topside, get some fresh air in here. I say quietly to one bird.
All right.
Oi, Lance Corporal.
Yeah, what is it?
We got something in the tunnels. Might want to take a look.
Fine, fine. Hold on, and I'll go and find Horace, the little yellow canary, and bring him up. Like, come on, it's time to go. And take all of the other two.
All
That'd
right.
be good.
Well, it's a concrete wall, so take that what you will.
It's interesting. I'll give you that much.
Mm.
All right. So you take Horace in his little box. You're swinging him along with you, and all three of you go down into the tunnel. And with that, we'll cut to Sergeant Oxbridge.
Mm-hmm.
You arrive, crawl into the geophone array, and you start checking the different geophones, which are arranged in different parts of the mine. Some of them are on the face, some of them are in the mine, and you've been tracking. There have been multiple German tunnels, basically all around you, but they're all about 10 meters up. They don't expect you to dig this deep. And you've just been monitoring their progress.
All right.
You go ahead and check the geophone for the attack tunnels. And I want you to roll your geophone roll. So probably a listen or an engineering roll or geology, or I forgot what you have.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, listen, I got a 49 under 60, so that's a success.
All right. So you're listening to the two geophones out in the attack tunnels. And you can hear what sounds like digging about maybe 10, if you look at where the geophone is on the map, it looks like it's like maybe 30 feet in front, and then maybe like 5 feet to the right of tunnel 1. So right near where tunnel 2's clay face is.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I need to report that to somebody then. It sounds like somebody's very close. So I'm gonna crawl out of the hole that I'm in, and whoever I see first, I'm gonna tell them like, hey, we got hearing digging sounds really close to tunnel 1. They could be just a few feet away from breaking into it.
All right. You run into Root, Doyle, and Wood walking down the tunnel towards the attack tunnels.
Boy, look who it is. Got anything on the geophone?
What I was just saying, mate. Yeah, there's somebody really close to breaking into tunnel 1.
Is that true, Ro?
Tunnel 2.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, to tunnel 2. Yeah, I'm hearing what sounds like digging.
Someone's digging near tunnel 2.
Maybe 5 meters away.
They're about to have a rotten fucking day. As I pull my camouflette out of my little satchel bag.
All right, so you guys continue down to the attack tunnel. Now, as you're walking down, you can continuously hear this artillery barrage up above, and It feels like it's sort of moved off the position where you initially heard it. So there you go. And you walk down, all four of you, into the attack tunnel. PFC Wood, you have your sawed-off rifle at the ready in case the Germans break through. And Doyle, I want you to roll your animal handling.
Okay. I believe that is a regular success. Let me do a double check. Yeah, regular.
All right, so the way that a canary usually sits is on its perch in the cage, which is how it's supposed to be. You can tell if it falls over, it's dead, and you got to get the hell out of there. But this canary, it appears to be a little agitated. It's hopping around on the ground of the cage.
Kind of like looks at it. It's like, what are you doing, Norris? Something wrong? As he walks along. Is there any way I could like try psychology to speculate on why he's doing that?
Yeah,
sure.
Okay. Oh, just barely passed. Regular.
All right. So, yeah, he's hopping around and he's biting the cage. He's hopping around to the back of the cage and then he goes up, bites the front. He's trying to get out. He's trying to escape.
Norris doesn't like this. What? You said there was just Germans digging again?
Maybe he can hear them. You don't know. Probably not. You've never heard of a canary with a better sense of hearing than a human, but
Right.
all right.
Let's just get this over with. Come on.
And you head down into the face and see Weed. Looks like he's been listening and he's been trying to dig around. He's maybe dug about a foot or two.
Oh, good. You brought Oxbridge.
Yeah.
Sergeant.
Yeah.
Solid wall. Machinery inside. You can hear.
That's what I was hearing. I thought it was digging, but what would be
I don't
down
know, here. Take a listen.
I'll do the thing too.
All right. You have a stethoscope, right, Sergeant Oxbridge?
Uh-huh.
So you take out your stethoscope, put the two ears in, and it's a big circular piece of metal with a nice big wire attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel it up against the wall, shift it like a doctor. And yeah, you can roll a listen for me.
It's going to be a 22 under 60, which is a hard success.
All right, so you definitely hear what Weed was talking about. But on top of that, you can faintly hear what sounds like maybe breathing.
Breathing. It would have to be incredibly loud for me to hear it through the wall, even with a stethoscope. That can't be
Air
right.
conditioning, ventilation, or something.
Yeah, maybe something like that. I don't know if they're pumping some kind of gas or something that sounds almost like breathing. That can't be right. There's no way I can pick up a sound that quiet.
Through cement? No, probably not. It's got to be some sort of pump or air pump. If they've got a facility underground,
It doesn't make
should
any
we go
sense.
under it?
We could try. All the tunnels we've been detecting so far have been 10 meters over our heads, though. Where did this one come from? How'd they get down here so deep without us realizing it till just now?
Maybe there's a building above us. Could there be a building above us?
The middle of no man's land? I don't think so.
How far actually? Where do we think we are?
Yeah, this would not be in the middle of no man's land. This would be behind the German lines.
Oh, okay.
This would be
Do
maybe
we
about.
think the hill is above us?
The hill, this would be about the backside of the hill. So Birdcage 3 mine is right underneath the hill.
So maybe there's something they built,
like a bunker.
something that was built, like maybe a big storage room or something underground. Problem is if we go under, it's going to fill up with water.
This is true.
We could try to go around it.
But that could take even more time.
You said it sounded like they were pumping something. Is that right?
Yeah, it sounded like really loud breathing. It's got to be some kind of pump or something.
Well, if they're pumping gas onto our side, well, if they're onto us, I mean, Boris is acting like it's not normal.
Well, I mean, we're not naive. We imagine that the Germans are building tunnels towards us. But they would have had time to build any kind of structure like this.
Speaking of, Erastus, pass me that stick, yeah? Thank you. And I'm gonna do the same thing he did in the concrete, but go to the side of the wall the sergeant mentioned where he had detected the digging from his geophone position and just wait for any vibrations I might feel.
Okay. This time it's much louder. The vibrations are much stronger because you're actually able to stick the stick into the dirt about 5 inches.
Mm.
You can not feel anything. But then roll perception roll, so like spot hidden.
Gotcha. Critical failure. That's 100.
Yeah. Yeah, you
000.
You accidentally used the side of the dirt, the stick that I stuck in the dirt. So,
yep.
Ew.
A little worm crawls out of the dirt and lands on your head.
So what do we do? Do we divert? Go around?
Can't go under. We could go through, but we need to blast
it. They can't be lining their tunnels with cement.
Sorry, did somebody say blast it?
Not yet. Not yet.
Oh.
Just a thought.
No, but if we could figure out what they've got going here, we could sabotage it so it looks like a cave-in. Then they still wouldn't know that we're here. They would just assume that their structure caved in.
That's not a bad idea, Weed. That ain't a bad idea at all.
Okay. You also can maybe roll an idea for me, Weed, on that line of thinking.
35, yeah. Oh, wait, 35 is... Oh, why am I looking at the screen? I've got the piece of paper in front of me. Yeah, 35 is a regular.
And then Root, you can roll explosives.
All right.
And Wood, if you have any like army skill or like, I would say tunnel survival, you can roll tunnel survival.
Ooh, that's an extreme. 03.
Oh, okay, extreme. So with an extreme, you're very deep underground. And oh, sorry, that was demolition. So with Weed's intelligence roll, you're very deep underground. You don't know of any bunker that's this deep. I mean, they would have to be building this for years to get this deep underground. You're more than 100 feet. Especially in this kind of soil, you would wonder if the concrete would sink. It's clay, it's very soft. You just can think of all sorts of logistical problems with building a bunker here. And then Root, with your explosives knowledge, you could tell absolutely you could blow through this wall if you wanted to. And you could probably make it look like an accident too.
All right. Let's see here. A couple of charges there, a little bit there. Make it look really nice with one right there. Yeah, I could work with this. Yeah.
You think that we could get some air surveillance, see if there's a building or a structure up above right at this point, or if it's completely isolated.
That might take a bit to get to the higher ups from here, though.
But we just don't want to let them know that we're building a tunnel right here.
Right.
There's no way we can't just poke at people in there, can we?
It would make a lot of noise.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could try to.
Yeah, we'd have to grab real picks for that.
You know, if we could bore a hole through it, we could pump some poison gas in there and kill everybody. They would think it was a gas leak.
Or kaboom.
Well, like I said, we don't want them. Don't want them to know.
Oh,
all of us.
Just Doyle, because he had the idea.
Oh, I did not give myself luck yet.
Just barely failed.
All right. So yeah, you know you don't have a drill, but you have a little one of those things where you crank it like this. So it might take a little while to drill through, but you could definitely try to drill through depending on how thick the concrete is.
Well, what do you think this is? Like a storage? I mean, it must be this far down, right? Maybe munitions? Blowing it up might cause a bigger explosion.
Could be. Oxbridge. With the sound that you're hearing in there, you hear that sort of whirring sound like a pump.
Yeah, it's very rhythmic.
If we time the drill, they might not notice that we're doing anything at all.
Yeah, that's true. It's got to work both ways. If it's loud enough for us to hear it, then it's going to make it hard for them to hear us.
It's going to be louder in there.
Yeah.
How long do you think it would take us if we wanted to go around here?
Well, we don't know how big it is.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, definitely going around it is an option because, there's nothing that says we have to go in a straight line.
But that would flood our tunnel, and depending on the size, could
we
take
can't
an extra
go under
couple
it.
Yeah, we can't
just
go
fill
under.
up with water.
So
I guess
we could go.
Probably an extra couple of days of digging.
I suppose blowing it or giving ourselves a look in.
From where our tunnel is to where the edge of the wall is, could be 8, 16, 30 feet. And what if it's 5 feet in this direction and 30 feet in this direction, and we picked the wrong direction?
Mm-hmm.
Going to waste all of our time. How desperate are we? This is usually an ongoing, fairly long mission to dig these tunnels, right? Weeks and weeks and weeks. We're only doing 8. What was it? 8 feet a day
8
or
meters
8
a day.
meters?
You guys actually did quite quickly. 8
well,
meters
then we should be able to get to the edge by the end of the day.
Yeah.
We get another clay kicker go both directions.
It's true.
Yeah, we could. We could.
Yeah. Okay. So some information you guys would know is that if you want air surveillance, you would probably have to go ask your lieutenant for that, and he could get it for you. There's planes flying over all the time. It would probably.
Well, and also,
yeah,
we're not the ones who get to make those kinds of decisions anyway.
Yeah,
our superiors need to decide what we need to do.
All right. Well, from what I'm gathering is we're going to try and go around this thing, and we want to try and convince the lieutenant to get us some air surveillance. So I can go back again, deliver the news. Anyone who wants to come with me can. The rest of you can stay here, keep the rest of some company.
So
I'm going to start.
Go ahead.
I'm going to start digging to the right.
Got it.
And find out what the higher ups want to do. Yeah, you go back, Sean.
All right.
Shouldn't we send the Oxbridge up with you? He's the highest rank and never see it.
Well, I'd kind of like him to keep check and see what the sound he's hearing is.
Yeah,
see if you can identify it.
Yeah,
He'll have more and more
Uxbridge
wall
say
space to do it.
Yeah,
that,
I can
and he
put that
said
here
he
for
heard
now.
tunneling. I couldn't feel anything with the stick method, but
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was just this machine, I guess. I heard a sound this deep. I assumed it had to be tunneling, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was this.
Birdcage, what kind of machine?
I don't really
Maybe they
know.
have some kind of mining machine.
I think that'd be a lot
What if they
louder.
develop some kind of digging machine?
It doesn't sound like it's moving Earth, though. That'd be making a lot of
Well,
noise.
there's still a cement wall. Maybe
Yeah.
we're not right where it's happening. I don't know. Anyway, find out what they want, and we'll start digging. And then if they tell us to stop and do something else, then we'll do it.
all right, be back in a few shakes.
All right, so it's just Root who's going up to
Going
tell the
back.
lieutenant. Okay. Wood, Jethro Wood. As you're standing there, why don't you do a spot hidden?
Okay. I was seriously thinking about going with him, and then I decided I did not want to do that.
Yeah, you don't want to go
Oh,
topside.
Yeah, you're
You've
not a
seen
big
too
fan of
much.
the lieutenant anyway.
I was hoping the Lance Corporal would volunteer, so I didn't have to. I got a
Um,
98 on my spot hidden, which is a big fail.
All right,
I'm still shook from considering going up.
so you're standing there, you're kind of just milling around with your gun up, and suddenly something hits you in the face that is very light. It doesn't hurt, but it smacks you.
Oh, fuck!
And you see it's the canary that's chewed out of its cage, and it's flying down the tunnel.
What on earth?
Genie bird!
Hold on, I'll go get him, and I'll
Freaking bird!
go after him.
Oh, hey, it's Horatio.
It's Horace, not Horatio. Horatio's the red one.
You got too many H's.
Try coming up with names then.
All right, so I'm going to need a dexterity if you can catch up to the bird, whoever's following him.
All right.
I don't give a shit about the bird.
Oh, that's an extreme. I got a 03.
I'd probably just be keeping an eye on Kenneth just to make sure he doesn't hurt himself while he's chasing after his bird.
All right, so Kenneth, you dash down the tunnel. It's flogging through the mud, but the bird is crazed. He's smacking up against the walls, and eventually you catch up to him, and you sort of deftly cage him in your hands without hurting him, of course. And you've got him, and he is freaking out. He's tweeting loudly, very loudly, and he is inconsolable.
Gotta take a moment and over my shoulder to John. So, what'd they say? I'm going topside. What'd they say?
Just to get the lieutenant to get some aerial reconnaissance out here, see if we can't find a building behind their lines, something like that. But I'd take that bird back to its cage.
I think
take
he
that
needs some
thing
fresh
back.
air first. But take my cage, grab another one, maybe just in case there is something down there. And I'm gonna
Right.
cradle Horace up just topside for a moment and try and give him some fresh air in the moment to calm down.
All right. So it's now just Oxbridge, Wood, and Weed down at the coal face or the clay face, and you two go up to the surface. All right, and we're actually going to stick with the miners here. You stay there for maybe about an hour or two, and or actually it's probably more like 30 minutes that you're digging Erastus, and you go right mining through, and eventually you sort of are feeling along the side of this tunnel. You grab around and you found a corner.
Got it. So from where our tunnel hit to the edge, how far is it?
It's about maybe 4 or 5 feet.
It's not that big.
Yeah.
Sergeant, you want me to go in the other direction to see how big it is?
Yeah, I think that would make sense. We can try to get around it the other way. Maybe it's shorter.
So I'll then go back and now I'll go left just so that we can see the size of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any structure to it, or is it just solid cement? It's not like cement blocks that have been mortared together, it's just cement.
Do you have a skill that would be able to, like maybe geology or anything like that?
I have geology.
Okay, yeah, roll geology.
44 out of 55.
So this wall it's pure cement. It's constructed in a very interesting way because you would expect cinder block sort of wall, and maybe it is that, but it's flush. It's completely flush, and you wouldn't expect it to be finished on this side because this is obviously the outside facing the dirt. So it's a little weird. It's an unusual construction. Maybe it's a German thing.
Or maybe it's a Roman thing. Like, the Romans were in this area. They did invent cement, concrete. How bizarre. But look how it's smooth on this side. It's almost like either it was once above ground and it was lowered in here, or you know how they say cities are built on the tops on the rubble of previous, maybe it was previous construction and the rubble just built up and now it's buried in the ground. But 60 feet underground? I don't think so.
Nearly 100 where you currently are.
Most of this clay and soil down here has got to be 10,000 years old.
Yeah, using geology, it might be pretty old. It might not be that old, but it would definitely be extremely old just because of the sand. That shifted on more recently, but it's definitely not. It's thousands of years old at least, or like maybe
boys,
1,000.
We found the lost city of Atlantis. Turns out it's in the middle of Germany, stuck underground.
Freaking quicksand again.
Quicksand. Maybe that's it.
It was quicksand.
You build a building on something soft, it's going to sink.
Yeah, and
Jethro, Tower of Pizza.
Exactly. And Jethro and Oxbridge, Wood and Oxbridge, you're sort of peeking in and looking at where Erastus is pointing to the corner, and my dog is trying to peek through the window. You guys can roll me a spot hidden. I'm going to need a hard because this is tough.
Tough for me. I'm actually not very good at that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no.
Poor Lucy.
That's a fail.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Both fail. All right. So yeah, you're just looking through, and it looks like it's really dirty in the whole tunnel. The tunnel's made of dirt. Go figure. All right.
Do we have flashlights or torches or anything?
I have candles.
Yes, you have candles.
With just candles? I'm gonna
It's very romantic.
I'm gonna pour Erastus a glass of wine, bring it to him, and then set up a couple extra candles and see if I can see anything else.
Okay. You can share a little spaghetti strand with Erastus. All right.
I don't see anything. I don't.
Yeah.
Wait, can I look at the tunnel? If I go in and go in, can I use my tunnel to see what I think of this weird thing in the tunnel?
Sure.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna use my tunnel. Oh, a 17! A hard success.
Very nice.
Okay, so yeah, you're in the tunnel, you're looking through, and you're just so confused by how this thing could get down here. You're thinking it's quicksand. Nothing could be built down here. And so you're sort of looking around, you brush off, and you're looking at the concrete to maybe see if there's something up with it or if it's constructed. And yeah, you brush it off in the kennel and you see 3 1s painted on the concrete. 111.
Erastus, did you see this?
The hell?
3 1s. Like okay, like just like a line, or is it a line with like the line on top? Like a Roman numeral 1?
No, it has the little cap on it with the base.
Okay, cool. Like boom, boom, boom.
It's definitely a number.
Okay.
And what is it? Is it etched in or is it painted on?
Ooh.
It's painted on with black. It's not like carved in. It's painted on with black paint or something.
Okay, so this has got to be something fairly modern then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even the paint hasn't like rotted away and worn off the rock. It's there. This is something that got sunk. And well, you know what? We're really dumb because we can hear a machine inside of it. So it's definitely not an ancient Roman machine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It could be partly an old. Wait, and it's written on the outside, the dirt side. This had to be outside the dirt, and then it was sunk. Could they have dug a hole and put this in there? Why? Is it a fucking time bomb?
I don't know about ground things like IRL. Okay, so like if you were to excavate a bunch of like clay, would you be able to put it back and it would still, we would have to like tunnel it just as if, like, could you tell that it had been excavated previously?
Yeah, because we're like 60 feet down, so there's a lot of pressure pushing down from the weight.
But it's here like it didn't disturb anything.
That's
like
weird.
It's been here for a while.
Think of is they stuck something in here, they numbered it, and then they buried it. But they buried it 60 feet down. That would have been quite a construction just to dig a 60-foot deep hole.
They couldn't have. Do you think
this must have been before the war? You think? Because if they could dig a 60-foot deep hole to put something in, why not just use it to dig a tunnel over where we are?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Anybody who has geology can roll it.
I do, but I'm not there, so I can't.
Yeah, I passed again. Regular.
All right. And engineering. Do you have engineering, Oxbridge?
Yeah, engineering I do.
Yeah, go ahead and roll that.
So weird. They couldn't have pushed it. 60 feet deep is
big fail.
That's a good.
So Erastus. Actually, yes, go ahead.
It's a good question though. Is the corner of it level? Is it straight up and down? Is it in crooked? Is it in sideways? Is it something they dropped in, or is it something they lifted in, leveled, made sure it was square and level?
Well, the corner's a little bit off. It's not a perfect 45. It's more of a maybe 90 or 90. Or wait, what am I saying? It's not a perfect 90. It's like maybe a 100-degree angle. It's like a little bit off to the side.
So it's slanted.
But is the line going up and down, straight up and down?
Yes, it's going straight up and down. Yes.
I can't even take a picture straight up and down. Like,
so these walls are perfectly vertical. They're
and
vertical and parallel.
This was put here this way, and it certainly didn't sink, because if it sank, it wouldn't sink perfectly straight. It would wobble and
going to what you were saying earlier, Erastus, about possibly digging a hole and then placing it in. With your geology knowledge that if you tried to dig a hole in the sand, because there is actually a hole, the shaft that's sunk down, it would be incredibly, incredibly difficult to make one big enough to fit this structure in, because the quicksand would just refill the hole, refill it, and sort of act like water.
I can't explain this at all.
Yeah. All right. And while you're pondering that, let's cut back to Root and Mr. Doyle. And you guys are both going back topside to let the Canary have some air and also to ask for some aerial reconnaissance. So you both go out into the penthouse, which is the surface level place, and you can see that your lieutenant is not in the penthouse. He's probably in the officer's barracks.
Well, I probably have to wait for the lieutenant to be done with crumpets and tea or whatever the hell he's doing.
Yeah, Lord knows what they're doing. Probably thinking of more ways to kill us, honestly.
Or
Sometimes I wonder if...
maybe they've gotten into the gremlin talk too.
I don't know if we'll be lucky if they are, or lucky if they're not.
Hey, maybe if they do believe it, they'll ship us out of here.
What a relief that'd be.
Yeah. The Canary looks like it's much more calm now that it's on the surface. Much more calm. It's basically calmed down completely. And it's perched on your finger.
Now I'm truly going into World War I Disney princess territory.
For real.
Yeah, something must have spooked your bird.
I know. Maybe it was that thumping that Oxford heard or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Speaking of thumping, you hear that the artillery sounds like it's getting closer. The barrage might come onto your position, maybe in another 5 minutes or something.
Suppose that's enough of a smoke break for us, eh?
Yeah, I'll wait out here a minute, maybe two longer, but as soon as I hear them coming any closer, I'm going back under.
Yeah. And as you're sitting there for about a minute, the lieutenant bursts in with his pistol drawn and says, "Get out here."
Oh, the hell's going on, Lieutenant?
The German attack.
Oh, shit.
I ain't a soldier.
You are now, buddy.
Well, then give me a gun, damn it.
All right. There's 2 Lee Enfields in the penthouse, and he hands you both one. And he says, "Stay. The barrage is going to go over here. We should be safe in the penthouse. It's a creeping barrage. The Germans are right behind it."
All right. Should we send word down there?
Who's down there?
Everyone else?
Weed, Wood, Oxbridge, they're all there.
Go ahead, I guess.
Yeah, I'll run back up.
Yeah, I'll run back.
Okay. You both can roll psychology before.
I'm starting to think this ain't worth 6 shillings a day.
For real. Double rations, though, maybe.
That's a hard with an 04.
So
regular, yeah.
With an 04, the lieutenant does not seem to care at all about the people underneath. He's almost like it's almost like he's consigned them to death. Like he thinks that they're going to die. He's freaked out about the German attack above.
I guess as we're running back, might go to talk to John. Did it seem like the lieutenant just didn't really care about us?
Yeah.
As usual. Go on, tell the others. I don't know. I gotta do something about my birds.
All right, yeah, you do that.
It's on the other side. I gotta do something.
All right, just keep safe and start yelling if the Germans break through, I guess.
You'll hear more than me if the Germans break through.
Very true.
And it's about this time, you guys are starting to climb down the ladder. Or actually, Doyle, you're staying topside, right?
No, I'm trying to...
We're both heading back down.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if the tunnel's going to collapse, so I want to get Horse somewhere safe if I can. So, taking him back to the rookery.
Yeah, the tunnel will be fine. There's no danger of any artillery collapsing it at all.
Yeah, we're 60 feet down once we're down there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as you guys are climbing down, you can see that the artillery, you can hear that the artillery is starting to hit the trench line, and you can maybe hear the German battle cries up above. And roll a listen, both of you.
Oh, shit, he wasn't kidding.
The Huns are coming. That is a regular success.
Yeah, same here. 47 under 48, just barely.
49 under 65.
So you hear a thump, but it doesn't go off, almost like a dud. And then you hear a kind of leaking sound, and then you can hear someone hitting the gas alarm.
Oh. Gas, get your masks, quickly.
Yeah, I think as soon as I start hearing the hissing, John is just scrambling down the ladder as fast as he can.
Do an intelligence roll, John.
You want me to do one too, or just John?
Both of you can do it.
That is a hard success.
No, I failed now.
Gas is heavy, and it is going to
it's going to
sink to the lowest point.
It's going to sink into the tunnels. We gotta. Oh, God, damn it!
Is there a way we can close off the tunnels? Because we're actually up from the well.
We are. Yeah, we're up. We're up a little bit from the baseline, so we'd still have to collapse the tunnel out to block it off, to block off the gas. Basically, we have to trap ourselves down here to survive.
Exactly. There are gas doors for methane,
but not
throughout
the
tunnel.
Not for mustard.
No, they would probably work for mustard gas, but they're all in the faces. Like they're blocking.
They're in
off
the attack tunnels.
The tunnels, yeah, exactly. Because all the other places, no one's really mining them.
So for this, we'd have to collapse the main entrance tunnel.
If you want to be stuck 60 feet underground for the rest of your life, then yes.
Well, it's either be stuck or die.
You have gas masks.
We do have gas masks. That's true.
Yeah, but we can't breathe. We can't breathe mustard gas forever.
Yeah.
We do need oxygen eventually.
This is true. True.
Look, get into the tunnel. Let's get into the tunnels. Well, we're already in the tunnels, but get in the tunnels.
You're not there, Weed. You're not there.
Right, okay.
All right. So, Doyle,
this is going to be a crazy, probably dumb idea, but that mustard gas is going to come crawling down here if we don't get this tunnel closed. And then we're all dead.
I'm there with you. It's better way to die down there, I guess, than by gas.
Yeah, my thoughts too.
I like this. So are you gonna collapse the tunnel? Are you gonna collapse the shaft?
Yeah. Like once we get into the main tunnel system, I'll take my hatchet and just start hacking at some of the wooden supports to just collapse it.
Okay, actually you can do a demolitions roll. Just not for explosives, but just for demolishing something.
Right.
I'll point out we may not want to make it that. We want to keep ourselves safe, but we want to get out of here in the end if we can. Don't collapse the whole thing.
Right. That is a hard success.
All right, so yeah, you could collapse it such that maybe you could dig through after.
Yeah, I don't want to collapse it fully, but at least the entrance where you climb down, because that's where the gas is going to come from.
Yeah, you're able to collapse it such that you could dig out. It might take a while,
but we can get out.
But you can probably escape. So you're hacking at the beams, the I-beams. It's solid wood, but you get through it. And sure enough, only one of the beams collapses, but it goes down and you're sealed in there. It occurs to you that the air supply is now running out as soon as you're sealed in.
All right. Deep breaths, Doyle.
And there's also no way to pump the water out. That also occurs to you.
Okay, I'll go tell the others.
Yeah, I'll stay here. I'll keep ears out, and hopefully those Germans won't come down here.
You have about 6
John
hours
Root,
to
you
live.
doomed us all.
And you might want to hurry.
I'm going, and
Yeah.
I'll like jog down to the others.
What? What do you mean he collapsed the tunnel?
I mean, he collapsed the tunnel. There was gas. We didn't have much of a choice. Lieutenant would have left us for dead down here.
I have a gas mask right here.
Yes, I was saying, can it bring you any more oxygen?
We've got a way out.
I don't know why I'm suddenly doing an Irish accent.
Dig our way out.
He collapsed it so we can dig our way out after this is over. But
why did you let him do that?
It's better to die down here than to die by gas.
How do we dig our way out? We can't dig up. If we dig up, we're going to hit the sand layer. The sand is going to pour into our tunnel along with water.
I deal with the birds. You two deal with the soil, okay? I don't know all that much about this. About the digging part.
You made the decision then. Look, there might be a chance, because we didn't get the information, that this, and I put my hand on the wall, is part of a larger structure. If we can get through this wall, there might be stairs leading up to the surface from here. So
we might be trapped behind enemy lines if we do that, but I suppose it's better. And I think I have oxygen
we'll end up in Stalag 13.
Let's just hope Jerry's more merciful than the lieutenant.
Well, my shovel ain't going to do much against this cement.
Root's still back up there. You can still blow it if you want.
We're in the tunnel. If he uses explosives now, we're all deaf, dumb, and blind by,
That's true. I will say the camouflet is a shaped charge. It's meant to be used in tunnels. If you blow the camouflet, you will be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be loud as hell.
But the tunnel won't collapse.
You'll survive. Yeah.
See, this is why we keep you all around, because I don't know much about these rocks.
Did he bring any explosives with him into the tunnel?
I do have my camouflet in my satchel. I didn't use it while we were in the tunnel. I was going to because we heard digging, but I couldn't tell.
Correct.
So we have one.
Well, we got to get John down here and see if we can get through this wall. I don't think we're going to survive otherwise.
Oxbridge, do an intelligence roll.
Sure.
Meanwhile, cut back to John, huddled back in the collapsed entrance tunnel, just holding his hatchet, just waiting for somebody to try and break through.
Yep.
29 under 80 is a hard success.
It occurs to you that the digging you heard was close. You could also dig into the German attack tunnel, and there might be a few people in there, but probably there wouldn't be that many people. The Germans' networks are very unsophisticated compared to yours. Usually they have 1 or 2 people, 4 max, in a tunnel that's just a sunk shaft sunk down into the earth. That could be a good idea. You could also blow into the bunker. Would also be there would definitely be an exit through that. Well,
then that's another option. If we can locate their tunnel, we could break into it. Most likely we'd break into the side of it and catch them unawares that we'd broken in. If our tunnel meets their tunnel like this, then they're going to immediately know that we're there. But if our tunnel meets their tunnel like this, then we could kill them all we still won't be able to sneak out of their tunnel. We'll be shot, or
although the Germans are
fresh air.
attacking, so maybe their trenches would be empty. That's another point.
Yeah,
Sorry,
they might be empty.
I'm not playing, but that's another.
No, it's true. Trust us, we'll figure these things out.
Yep.
Now it's survival.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm kind of game for, if they're attacking, then they're not paying that close attention. If we blow a hole in this thing.
Yeah, we're being rained down with artillery shells. They won't hear a thing.
Yeah, they won't hear shit. Yeah.
So,
and I'm kind of curious what's in there. Maybe we'll blow up their motor or their pump and ruin their whole operation. Besides, we came down here knowing that we might give our lives for our country.
If only our country really appreciated our lives.
Whatever happens, happens. It's war.
I'm getting paid 6 times what you are, Doyle.
Exactly my point.
I'd like to spend my 6 shillings a week.
The amount of stiff upper lip here is beautiful. Touching.
Well, we don't sound British, but we probably are. I say, stiff upper lip, boys.
Oh, indeed.
Let's dig through.
Cheerio, pip pip.
Tally-ho, lads.
Oh, God. And all the British people turn the episode off.
Yeah, sorry. Except for John Root. He's doing a really good Irish.
Yeah, it sounds really good.
All right.
So what are we doing here? What are Wood and Oxbridge and Doyle and Weed doing?
I presume, I gather we're all going once more into the breach that we're about to make into the wall, so I'm going to go back up and tell Roots.
Who is currently our chief officer? Is it Sergeant Jeffrey?
Yes, it's Oxbridge.
Okay. Yeah, Oxbridge is the highest in command now.
So Oxbridge makes the decisions for us then.
Oh, boy.
What do we do?
Should I go get Roots?
Yeah, get Root. There's no point in him guarding a collapsed tunnel.
Yeah, I agree. I think we should blow through into their bunker.
Once more into the breach, then.
Go.
All right. So who's getting Root? Doyle. Okay, Doyle. It's just Doyle. All right. So Doyle, you walk back to get Root. And what are you guys doing while waiting? Are you just sitting there, continuing to dig?
I'm going to pull out a little flask and take a little sip and then pass it over.
Did we determine how wide the wall is? But did we get to the other edge?
You only found one corner.
Okay. Can we determine, can Oxbridge determine like where the machine is? It's louder over here. It's quieter over here. Should we try to break in the corner?
Or you could absolutely do that with the stethoscope or with the geophone. You probably could do that, although you didn't hear it on the geophone.
You know, I wasn't able to pick it up when I was looking for it. Can I make another roll to see if I can tell where it is?
Yeah, go ahead. Do listen.
Oop. I got a 66 over 60, so I can burn 6 left to make that a success.
Go ahead. And so you take your stethoscope, you're listening here, you go to the end of the tunnel where the corner is, and you start listening maybe like a foot off the corner, so the cement isn't thicker on the corner. And it seems fainter, which you would expect. You go back to the entrance, it seems louder. You would guess, if you had to, that the machine would be about maybe like 4 squares to the left of the clay face, using the squares on the map. Or sorry, to the right. Or did you dig rightward or leftward?
I went to the right.
Yeah, so to the left, yeah, would be correct.
All right, so that's the spot we want to break in then, away from it.
Your call. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, and PFC Wood, you're nipping on your flask,
I am.
waiting for these eggheads to figure it out. You don't really trust the sergeant, but you're trapped down here now, so whatever. And you can do a spot hidden for me.
Okay.
Trust chain of command.
Oh, I pass. Let's go.
All right.
All right, so you're standing there, next to a candle hanging on the wall in a little brazier candle holder. You're staring at the wall, bored, and to your horror, you see a hand reach through the wall on the opposite end of you.
Through the concrete?
Through the soil. You're
Through
standing
soil?
out in the tunnel.
Oh, okay.
Out of the face where
Okay.
the minecart is.
Okay. Yeah.
And it sort of starts feeling around
What the fuck?
It's the other
outside.
tunnel.
Yeah,
It's the
it's
German
probably the
tunnel.
other. It's the tunnelers we might have heard.
Well,
Yeah.
you're not there, guy.
Oh,
No, the way he's saying it's a lot creepier than just someone's in a tunnel.
I'm just trying to be atmospheric.
No, yeah,
Good
it's
job,
super
buddy.
creepy.
But yeah, so you see,
Oh.
the hand groping around on the opposite wall.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay, I have like two thoughts. I like want to swat it like it's a fly.
Actually, should we take our break here? We're about
Oh my God.
an hour and a half in.
We
we
could.
can do that.
All right, thank you. I have
Yeah.
to
Good.
use
Right
the
back.
bathroom. Where we last left off, Jethro had just seen the hand reach through the wall. What do you do, Jethro?
So I had my sawed-off rifle in my hand because that's my job. So I'm going to use that as a stick or something and just like punch the hand back
Bash
through.
it, yeah.
Like, yeah, here.
So
Punch
you're
it
gonna
back through.
hit the hand with your rifle. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm trying to like hit it like whack-a-mole. I'm whack-a-moling it.
Got it.
And then it, yeah.
Do a fighting brawl.
Okay. My fighting brawl is a 50. I got an 88.
All right. So you go to hit the arm, but just at the moment as you raise your rifle up, you hear another German voice say something. You can hear it through the wall, and the hand quickly withdraws back into the wall.
Yet? Is there a hole there now?
The hole is kind of like refilled with clay, but there's a small hole. So you could look through it if you wanted, or you could, do whatever.
I'm not looking through that hole. I'm not looking through that hole. Can I shoot it? Can I shoot in the hole? Can I
Sure.
stick my gun in and then shoot? Won't it make it? It'll make it quieter.
Do it. Roll tunnel survival to see if you
Okay.
could do that.
Oh, see if I would know to do that. I got a 60 out of 70.
So you think you could if you stuck your rifle in and plugged up the hole with the clay, you could sort of get it so it would be silenced and it would mostly make the loud noise and the flash on the other side. It would blind the other people on the other side and make them totally stunned.
Okay,
Do it.
that's what I want to do.
Okay.
Okay, is that okay?
Yeah. So you stick the gun in
Mm-hmm.
and you sort of rub the clay so it forms a seal around, and then you pull the trigger, and you hear like a. It's loud, but it's not deafening. And from the other side, you hear the Germans say "Scheiße, Mike." I don't know any German swears, but they're swearing in German.
Scheiße, 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 Scheiße.
Scheiße, Scheiße, Scheiße.
Yeah, just bunch of scheißes.
Schweinen. I'm sorry to all the German viewers, but that's what it sounds like. There's some Germans that just had a very bad day on the other side.
Yeah, by this point they've clicked off. We already lost the Brits.
Yep.
There goes our international audience.
This is an American channel, guys. Okay. But yeah, so the Germans on the other side are completely stunned. What do you do? And Weed and Oxbridge, you hear a gun go off.
Yeah, we all hear the gun go off.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Oh, shit.
I'm going to loud whisper, like shout whisper. Guys, help! Get over here! Germans! And then run towards some of them, I think. Run towards
All right, so you
the
take
clay
your
face.
you take your rifle out of the wall where you just shot probably the German who pulled his arm out. You
He was
can
putting
now
his
hear
eye
the
up against the
sound.
hole.
I mean, I guess
He's
I would pull
blinded.
my gun out first. Yeah, that's what I would do. I would pull my gun out first.
You can now hear the full loud noise of the Germans, shocked, dazed on the other side, and you run towards the clay face and see Erastus and Oxbridge. Oxbridge looks like he was putting the stethoscope up against the wall and listening, and he just got a pretty rude awakening.
Did they break through? Are there Germans in the shaft?
There's a hole, and the Germans are on the direct other side.
Let's kill them all.
Let's do it.
We found a hole out.
All right. Why don't we use one of the charges to punch
No,
the
we
Late.
villain, right?
don't want to blow ourselves up. We'll use our shovels and our whatever we've got to dig with. They don't have guns either. They shouldn't have.
Okay.
Yeah, you begin to hear the noise of the tunnel sort of like creaking, the wall, and you guys go back out, and you can see one of the Germans looks like he's halfway out of a huge hole that maybe busted out through the wall, and his hips are in, but he's out, and he has a revolver. What do you do? You have what's your dex? What's your guys' dex?
60.
Oh,
And you have a
our
gun.
score?
Yeah, dex score.
75.
Okay, 75.
But I'm the farthest away because I'm digging. Or I
And then
was digging
Oxbridge.
until that moment.
Oxbridge, what's your dex?
55.
Okay, so Jethro, with the rifle out, you catch him out and you're faster than him. Do you want to fire a shot off?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Roll your firearm.
Okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. I got a hard success on my firearm.
Nice.
All right. So you have already loaded another round in the whatever it's called, and you aim down the one sight. The other notch is obviously sawed off, and you blast right through his head. He's just wearing a cloth cap, and you almost feel lucky that the flash and the explosion, which is a million times brighter than anything you've ever seen, completely blinds and deafens you before you can see his head just explode out. His lobes are covering the walls at this point, but again, you can't see it. And he does not fire his shot off, but you are stunned and blinded just like the Germans on the other side were. And just at that moment, let's cut back to Doyle and Root. Who Doyle, you were going back to say something to Root.
Yeah, I was going back, and I guess to finally get this. Like, come on, we're gonna blast through. Uh, we're gonna blast through. Come on, need you.
Oh, finally, someone listens to my blast through the bunker plan. We could have done that like 5 minutes ago, but
Well,
no.
you had to give us time to come to that conclusion. Anyway, come on.
All right,
We're
yeah,
running out of oxygen.
right.
We're gonna just go through the German side. Damn it all! Once more into the breach.
Might as well.
Uh,
So
All right.
me and Doyle are booking it. We're getting there.
So yeah, Doyle, it occurs to you that all your canaries are going to die, but maybe you don't care.
No, he cares a lot, actually. Well, I guess I'll just go in and try and save one more because I can only carry like 2 or 3 in my little
Sure.
thing. So,
I'll meet you in the tunnel, Doyle.
Let's
I'll
say
be right there. I'm like,
carrying with your arms full at full capacity, you could carry about 4 boxes.
Okay.
In there.
all right. Yeah, I'll load up.
So you load up with your favorites, your 4 favorites. Hey,
Horace and Ruby and Ralph and
it's like a mother in a fire right now. She grabs the most important thing.
I'm
Right.
sorry, little ones. It's like I run out of the room.
And at this point, you notice that maybe it's because you collapsed the tunnel, but the canaries are starting to tweet and go crazy. Even the ones you thought were like knocked out from the gas seem to be waking up a little bit and squeaking pathetically. But you take the 4 that you can carry and begin running towards the.
I'm gonna say it's not gonna take an intelligence roll to say that like if I opened all the cages that would be a bad idea, right?
I mean, the birds would start flying out probably.
Yeah, that's not the greatest idea. I'm just gonna be like grab my 4 favorites and be like, I'm sorry, little ones, and run out.
Yep. And as you're running out, you've separated. Root's long gone. He's gone to join the rest. You walk by the listening post, or sorry, the geophone array, and you can see that one of the geophones is on, and there's something like coming out of the headphones. It's so loud on the geophone.
Yeah, he'll take a second and see what's going on. It's
Right.
like a pair of headphones, right?
Yeah.
So,
You go up, you put the headphones like sort of around your ears because it's pretty loud, and you can roll a listen.
I think that's an extreme. Let me double check, or not extreme, a hard. Yeah, that's a hard success. 28 over 65.
All right, so this 1950s or not 1950s. This is 1910s headphones. They're really crappy. It's like a wax cylinder basically, but you think you can hear through the static breathing and maybe a pumping sound, machine running sound, like kind of like a squeaking, like squeaking sound of an ungreased axle.
This isn't like a two-way phone, right? This is a stethoscope type thing, right?
Yeah, no, it's not a two.
Okay.
And that's coming from the geophone that is at the decoy gallery, as well as the geophone that's at tunnel 1 and the geophone that's at tunnel 3.
We were working on tunnel 2, right?
2.
You were working at tunnel 2. There's no geophone installed there.
Okay. Doyle, he'll note that and carry on down to tunnel 2.
Okay. So you all make it, and just as Jethro, or sorry, as John is running down the hallway towards Tunnel 2, you hear what sounds like a gunshot.
What in the bloody places is that?
You keep running. You enter the the mine shaft where the mine cart is, and you see Jethro aiming at a German who has a revolver out. And just as you enter, bang! And the German appears to be dead, but you're blind and deafened for 1 round. So, what is your dex, John?
Mine is 60.
Okay, so I believe it is Weed then. Weed, what are you doing?
Okay. So with all this noise, I was digging, but I dropped I don't drop the shovel. I try to right myself, get up. We've got a breach. We've got a breach. I'm assuming that, because why else would there be any shooting going on? We might have a way out. Let's go fuck them up.
What?
So I've got my shovel, but I'm also farthest in, so I there's not much room to push past people. So
There's
go
no
go
room
go
to
go
push
go
past.
go. We gotta kill the Germans.
All right.
No
Now,
offense to the Germans. I like German people. World War One, okay?
you gotta do what needs to be done.
Yeah,
here.
they're
Right.
trying to kill us. It's either us or it's us or us. It's them or us. I mean,
Exactly. And
Age
John, with
doesn't
that,
matter. I don't mind killing minors.
oh,
but
very funny, very funny. So, John, you hear this explosion go off. You're blinded and deaf, and you're stunned completely. Oxbridge, you're sort of in the tunnel, so you sort of have your senses about you. What are you doing?
I need to get a gun if there are Germans that are coming into the tunnel. It looks like we found at least one of them.
well, a revolver just became available.
I guess so.
It's a little dirty.
All right,
Right now.
so you're gonna go pick up the German's revolver.
Yeah.
Do a dex roll to see how long that takes you,
Oh, okay.
because you're going all the way out of the mine into the shaft.
That is a success, just a regular success.
All right, so you crawl out of the clay face shaft, grab the revolver up, cock it, 6 shots, probably.
Right.
All right, and now Jethro, you're still dazed from what just happened, from the gunshot you just shot. You're coming to your senses. What do? You've killed the German utterly. He's done.
Okay. I am going to go over to the giant hole and and see if there's any other Germans I can shoot.
All right. You drag um the guy's body out. He sort of falls. He's already halfway falling out, so it's not that hard. You can just grab him by the belt, yank him out. You look in and roll a dodge.
Oh shit.
Ah, they were waiting.
Of course, they were waiting.
Oh fuck. I did not pass.
All right.
I got an
Now,
87 out of 60.
let's see if he misses or not. See if he misses or not. Oh, it's your lucky day. So
Cool.
just as you peek your head in, you see a pickaxe head hits the soil an inch in front of you.
Oh my God.
And there's a very, very angry German on the other end of that pickaxe.
Fuck.
Imagine
I'm
that.
gonna shoot him. Can I?
Well, I would say your action was pulling the German out.
Okay, cool.
All
Okay.
right.
Fuck. So my head's just sticking in this hole for her.
Yeah, you're in a bad position right now. That was the Germans' turn. Now, Weed, you are sort of able to crawl out behind Oxbridge. What are you doing?
Am I anywhere near the action yet?
Yeah, you're right next to you're right outside of the the shaft in the spoil disposal track area, and the action is going on right by the first candle over there, closest to the. So you're right next to it.
So, in all the time that I've been in the tunnels doing this stuff, I've been mentally preparing for the moment the Germans break through, because it's going to happen. It might not happen. If I'm lucky, it won't happen. But here it's happening. I know what the fuck I'm going to do. I am going to attack. If I jump through that hole, I am swinging my shovel, and I am going to try to cut the heads off of anything that I can hit.
All right.
Because I'm probably going to die. Definitely, if I don't, they're going to shoot me. I'm going to die. So I'm going to fucking take them with me.
So you see Wood sort of has his head stuck through this pretty big hole at this point, and you just sort of jump kind of into the wall. It's very thin, and you just knock straight through the wall. There's now a human-sized hole in it. You've busted through with your shoulder, and you take your shovel, and you see the first German is that very angry guy with the pickaxe, and you bring your shovel down on his head. Roll a fighting brawl.
Is there enough room to bring my shovel over, or do I have to just hit him face on with the blade?
That's a good point.
There's probably no room to swing.
Let's say you give him the old clay kick. You sort of put it up and just kick the shovel into his face.
Oh, that's a
And what am I rolling?
Fighting
brawl.
Oh, 2.
Let's go, we.
And your legs are very strong from weeks of and years of mining, and you just kick the shovel in, and max damage is 8. I would say D8, but let's say it's an impale. You kick it in, and you just kick right through his neck, and his head is completely severed.
Yeah. Nice.
All right. And I'm gonna have you roll sanity.
Unfetusade.
You've never killed someone before, Weed, so roll sanity for that.
Yeah, I always wanted to.
Oh,
I figured it would be. I figured it would be Doyle, but.
Poor Doyle.
Sanity. What's my sanity? Sanity is 70. I got 48. I'm almost at a hard, but.
All right, so just don't lose anything.
Okay. Again, I expected to kill.
Yeah, you've been mentally. It's a war.
Yeah.
You kill people. So, yeah, you cut this poor German's head off, and you can see in the tunnel there's 2 more Germans in there. Both look like they just have pickaxes at the ready. They look pretty fucking terrified after you just.
They use pickaxes. We use shovels.
Exactly. Yeah. They look pretty scared after you just murked their lieutenant and one of their friends. And just at that moment,
they'll go, and see if they run for their fucking lives.
Just at that moment, the candle lights flicker, and then they go out. Now, it's Root's turn. What are you doing?
So after I regain my vision from the gunshot and I can start hearing again, I see we're in total darkness, so immediately just that instinct, I flip on my headlamp. I look over to where the Germans are and just yell out a war cry as I charge in with Weed, and I'm just going to try and jump on one of these dudes and go to town with my hatchet.
All right. Do a fighting roll.
01.
Oh
No
dear.
way.
Damn.
Oh,
My
So
God.
the two Germans that were left in the tunnel, you have your headlamp. They look like they were going to run away, but when the lights flickered and sort of were put out, they sort of lost their sense of direction and were completely dazed. But their back was to you. You just bury your hatchet in the back of one of them and completely rupture their spine. They're dead. It's over for them. And the other guy, look, now that he has sort of light in the tunnel, looks like he's running back towards where he came from. And at this moment, Doyle, you walk into the tunnel. You can see the candle about at where the junction is, that goes into tunnel 2 is very dim, but the two candles in have gone out completely, and you can just see Root's headlamp.
Yeah, that's right, you better run, you sons of bitches, or I'll glue you back together to hell myself.
All right.
Doyle, like, really confused, stops for a moment, and then, like, starts kind of creeping towards it. And I was like, Root?
Okay,
Are you well up there?
do an animal handling roll, Doyle.
Okay. Ooh, that's a fail.
By how much?
20, exactly.
Oh dear. So you continue walking into the tunnel. The lights have gone out. And the German's running away. Do you want to chase after him, Root, or just let him go?
I don't think I'll chase fully, but I think I'll put my hatchet back in my belt and pick up one of their pickaxes because I that'll definitely do a little bit more damage if any more come down here.
Right.
And I will go down a bit further into the tunnel just to like keep my ears peeled for any more coming out. I'll probably turn off my headlamp as well if I as I go a bit further in so they don't see me immediately.
Okay, yeah, you turn your headlamp off. Now all of you are in pitch darkness. Root, as soon as you turn your headlamp off, you sort of lose the German. He just slips off somewhere. He had a pretty good head start. He was already running. He might be lost up there. You can hear him sort of running away, but he knows the tunnel. He built it. So he knows how to get the hell out of there. And it seems like you lost him. Do a listen roll.
All right. That is a regular success.
So yeah, you can hear somewhere deeper the machine going off that you heard in the wall. Maybe you think just from the way it sounds, it's not through a wall. They maybe there's actually an open door somewhere into that room where the machine is somewhere down there. So now combat's over. What are you guys all doing? You're picking yourself up off the floor. Wood, you almost got your head knocked off, but you got that one German pretty good with your rifle. Oxbridge, you picked up a new revolver, and Weed, you drew first blood with your shovel. Doyle, you're running down, and you can sort of hear them recovering over there, so you're able to get to them where they are, but it's pitch dark and you can't see anything.
Just start calling out like, Root, Wood,
Yeah.
Oxbridge. Oh, there you are.
Here, I'm gonna turn around, flip my headlamp back on so we have a little more light again.
You just see like a bunch of canaries in cages. Like,
I think this tunnel leads into that bunker we found. The machine sounds real close when I stepped inside.
I think I heard it on the geophone. It's being kind of like, I guess it would be to our right in the tunnel. Like nods over it. It's over that way. I think it's machine was coming through the decoy gallery in tunnel 3.
Yeah, let's investigate. Or do we want to try to go up and out the German tunnel?
Well, if we go into through the German tunnels. We might have to deal with more diggers, but we'll have a way out. We'll have air. That's guaranteed. And if the sounds we're hearing are coming from the German tunnels, then that means the bunker thing's there too. So we can kill two birds with one stone, forgive the metaphor, Doyle.
Forgive him. It gets us out. It would be our best option.
Sergeant Oxbridge is in charge. Whatever he wants, we do. If you want me to kill some more Germans, I'd like to do that.
Yeah, I think we got to keep moving.
All right, I'll take point since I got the little shiny on my forehead.
And Sergeant Oxbridge, you're really feeling like a lieutenant with this revolver. You're feeling good about yourself.
I get used to this.
Yeah.
Senior officer.
So, let's see. Oh, yeah. Wood. Could you do a tunnel survival check for me?
Yep. 49 out of 70.
So the candles went out, and that doesn't seem right. Why would that happen? Candle needs air to burn. It seems like something has put out the candles, doused them. You look over at the canaries, they're passed out, all four of them, on the bottom of their cages, curled up, legs up.
Oh no.
It appears that someone has hit a gas pocket.
Oh, fuck.
It would have to be what? Carbon dioxide?
Or monoxide.
If you had a methane pocket, we would have all blown sky high.
It's got to be dioxide.
With candle flames.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you say that. It might be that the methane gas sometimes does douse the flames first before it blows after a little while. So it could be about to blow, probably depending on what kind of gas it is. If it's carbon monoxide, you should be fine. Although you'll suffocate if you stay down here longer.
Could I don't know enough about gases to know if it entirely matters, but could I check one of the canaries to see if they're still are they still breathing?
CPR.
Could I try? I mean, geology is not really gas, but specifically for tunneling.
Yeah, anybody who has geology can roll it.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Just barely 39 under 40.
Could I try to make a natural world? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. You already succeeded.
Yeah, you think it's probably methane, or something that's going to blow. You've definitely seen this before, Root. You're a miner.
Sergeant, don't mean to alarm you. Think we might. I think the Germans might have hit a methane pocket. If we don't get moving soon, we're about to be blown to hell. So we should probably get moving.
What'd you say, Sarge? Should we try to go through the machine room? Maybe there's a way to lead straight out.
That makes sense.
Then we'd have to burst the concrete, and that could set off the methane too early.
No, I thought you said you thought there was a door.
No, the tunnel the Germans came through. I'm hearing the machine sound from this tunnel. If we follow the tunnel, we find the bunker. We find the bunker, we get out. We just have to follow the Germans.
All right. There's really no question, though. Let's keep moving.
Yeah. I mean, we come out shooting, we'll probably all die, but maybe we'll get lucky. They won't expect us coming out the hole.
If we get lucky, we all deserve a fucking medal.
I'm getting 6 shillings.
You won't get a medal. This is a top secret operation. But yeah, you think like the tunnel behind you is going to flood probably because the water's not getting pumped out eventually. So you go through the tunnel. Root's at the front with his headlamp, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And probably once I figured out we have methane, I might have slipped on my gas mask on top underneath my headlamp just in case.
Sure. Who's putting their gas masks on?
When I
Oh,
see
do
him
I
put
even
his
have
on.
one?
You would all have one, I think.
Yeah,
Let's
I
just
think
say you all have one.
we probably all should then if we already know there's gas. So
Okay, put it
Okay.
on.
yeah, I think everybody.
All right, everybody has their masks on. And you are finding it hard to breathe. You're getting a little lightheaded. Not only do you have to breathe in this less oxygenated air, but you're also breathing through a filter. It's kind of very labored. You're almost getting lightheaded. But as you move away from where the German tunnel was, straight down the tunnel towards where the German ran, you feel sort of like you're coming back to your senses. And you can hear it loudly now, the sort of squeaking wheel, flywheel sound. You follow the tunnel down. The tunnel looks like it sort of goes along the side of where you thought the bunker was, and then it takes you guys went to this way, so it takes like a turn towards the bunker. So it takes your right, I think. You're right towards the bunker, and there's another tunnel that's going straight. So at that fork, do you want to go towards the bunker or do you want to go straight?
Sergeant, when I was at the geophone station, it sounded like the machine was coming from the right here. Maybe we should go that way?
Yeah, that'll give us the best cover.
Can I try a spot hidden to see if I can see the footprints of the fleeing German soldier?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Sure.
There'd be hundreds of footprints that go back and forth.
True, but the latest ones would be the freshest.
Yeah,
I
just go
failed.
ahead. Okay. Yeah, no, there's too much water on the floor. It's just completely puddled.
Bollocks.
So Oxbridge said he's going to the right towards the room.
Yeah.
All right then, right it is.
All right. And at this point, you can see that the lights here are still on. It looks like you're safe from the gas here. There's a few candles, but then you see the bright white, almost electric light glow. And you walk through this tunnel, through what looks to be a hole in the concrete that looks like it was dug by a few German miners into a large chamber. The chamber is concrete on its walls, but dirt on the floor or clay. And it has a clay ceiling. It looks like against the wall, leaning up against the wall, are several dead bodies of Germans. Some of them have their limbs removed, arms, legs, and one of them looks like he's still alive, but he's breathing incredibly laboredly, and he's leaning up against the wall. He must have been right on the other side of the wall where you were listening with your stethoscope, Oxbridge. On the other end of the wall, or on the other side of the room, is a giant, it almost looks like it's made out of chitin, and metal and biological matter, and it's a giant machine. It has different slots in it. It's almost hard to look at because you're completely unfamiliar with all the parts in it. But it has slots where it looks like you could put an arm in that are human shaped.
Mm-hmm.
And next to it, it's kind of in the corner. It's not too big, but next to it is a massive door. And over the door are the three numbers 111.
What in the hell is that?
And the German leaning up against the wall is breathing laboredly, and he starts coughing every now and then.
Ugh.
Is he
So,
armed?
Should we put this one out of his misery?
before we do, Sergeant, I picked up a little bit of German up top. Should I try to talk to him?
Yeah, if you can. See what he knows.
You want to first aid him? Should we try to see if we can help him out first?
I can
No.
try that too if he lets me.
I don't think any of us can save a bleeding stump.
I don't want him to die before you get a chance to talk to him.
I do actually have a bit of first aid. Like I've got 50 in that. If no one else has more,
I have a 52,
I mean,
but
we can both give it a shot.
I have a history of killing people and first
You might
aiding
need
them.
to. You might need to, but we'll try to keep this one in the one piece.
yeah, I just
Heal
have
it.
base 30 in first aid.
Healing someone is just killing them in reverse.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay, so what? Both of you can roll first aid, and
Okay.
Keeping them
Yeah.
alive before you kill them is just torture.
Yes, I got a 96, so
And a necromancer is just a healer with really bad timing.
I got an
The
extreme.
reason
I
why
got a
we're all
0-2.
here is the Germans.
What'd you get?
0-2.
all right.
Nice.
My dice don't do that.
So Wood, you sort of get your get like a compress. You have a bandage. You manage to bandage up one of his stumps where it looks like they took off his hand. And Doyle, you are looking at the leg. His femoral artery is bleeding, but you managed to shut off the waterworks, and he looks like he's okay. He'll live until infection kills him, which might be a few days.
Okay. Doyle's only got a 5 in German, so he's got to try the
Oh, cool.
basics. Yeah. He's got to try the basics like, hello.
Okay.
What is? Well, this is the machine room, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like point over there and be like, what is? I'm pretty sure that's German for what is, but I don't know specifically, so.
And he just goes, Englander.
It's, and he's trying to find the word for help. Hilfe? Pats is just trying to indicate that he doesn't mean him any harm yet.
Okay, he seems to understand what you're saying.
Okay.
And yeah.
Again, try to, in the limited vocabulary he has, like point at the machine and ask him, like, what? What is? I guess what I'm trying to do is as good as he is, honestly.
And he just says to you, it's the devil. And he points to his hand where it's been cut off. And he points at the machine.
Doyle nodded him and relay that to the sergeant that he's around. Sarge, should we take this man with us? I don't think it's really right of us to just leave him down here. At least if we're going to blow this place up.
Yeah, you could roll an intelligence, Oxbridge.
Waste
you're muted.
any kind of resources on trying to save a guy who's trying to kill us.
He's a dead man
Okay.
either way.
We can use his
Oxbridge.
other arm to pay the machine.
The 7 is an extreme success.
All right, so technically the right thing here to do would be to take him prisoner. You probably wouldn't make it far if you had to run with him, but maybe you could offer him as like a prisoner or something. I don't know.
War makes monsters of us all, but we don't have to be a monster here. We can at least move him out of here.
Yeah, let's at least try and get him out. I don't think he's gonna last much longer, but it'd be the decent thing to do.
I'll try before actually trying to help him, like gesture, like I'll put my hand underneath your shoulder or something like that, like so I don't surprise him and he doesn't like try and stab me or something.
Yeah.
And again, be like, he'll fit. Does he let me pick him up?
Yep.
Here I am saving the canaries and the Germans.
Max, could you describe again what this machine looks like? Did you say was chitinous? Like
chitinous, exactly.
Like it looks crab shell?
It looks exactly like a crab shell. Or maybe like the shell of a beetle.
So insect-like.
Insectile, yeah.
Is it like a big suit of armor sort of thing?
Sort of. So there's almost like a Han Solo in carbonite, like
okay.
It's like an Iron Maiden, almost.
Yeah, exactly, like an Iron Maiden, but it's chitinous. It's ridged inside. There's little slots where you can stick in the fingers of an arm into the thing, and maybe it would do something with it. And then behind it,
does it open?
Yeah. You can kind of like open it up and put something in it. And then behind it are like these sort of like pumping veins. There's a big flywheel that looks like it's made of metal. And it's doing a piston, and around it, surrounding it and holding it up is this black sort of chitin, rigid stick structure.
Some sort of sick German torture machine.
Yeah.
Sir, Oxford, he says that machine did, and point to his stump, it did that to him.
I think I'm going to look at it fascinated. Okay. I ain't going to stick my head or hand in it.
Okay. Oxford, you can roll engineering, and then Weed, since you're looking at it, you can just roll spot hidden.
It's only a regular success on engineering.
97. I don't have a clue what it is.
Okay. So, Oxbridge, you can see that it does look like some of these wires and pumps and veins are like attached to the door somehow. So maybe they're linked.
Well, seems you stick someone inside. Yeah, you put the hand there. Yeah, that makes sense. Don't know what all the pumps are for.
Why is it attached to the door? How do you open the door?
Maybe
you have to put somebody in the machine to open the door?
Doesn't make any sense.
I don't see any levers or anything.
Yeah, there's no knockers, no nothing. Just the 111.
What's the door look like? Is it like a modern industrial door, or is it carved? Or
yeah, it looks like a modern door. It is huge. It's like about 10, maybe even like 12 feet tall. It's like rather large.
Door.
A double door or a single door?
It's a double door.
Like a hangar door.
It's like a hangar door, exactly.
Yeah, like big old sheet metal lift up kind of situation. Or maybe side.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I won't go against Oxbridge, but I have a kind of strong desire to grab the guy and put him in the machine.
Well, I mean, maybe we don't need a living one. We got.
Why are we so concerned over this German guy's life?
I don't know why they are.
It's
maybe
war.
I just wanted to keep him alive so we could see what he knows about this, whatever this is. I say
none of us speak German except for Doyle.
Yeah, we can't really ask questions if we can barely speak their language.
We shouldn't put him in this thing that I did this to him. What are we?
Why?
Put him in the thing.
They wanted us dead. right?
With the bullets?
Oxbridge. Sergeant Oxbridge.
I'm
He
gonna go
gets to
grab.
make the decisions.
I'm gonna like start. I'm just gonna start dragging the guy over.
I will make a point of trying to resist that. What are you doing? This is wrong.
We saved him to get information to use him. Let's use him.
It looks like some of the people are deferring to you, Oxbridge. What do you think?
Also, the guys probably just want to. So.
I don't particularly want to feed this man to this machine.
Yeah.
But what if this is our way out? It's a
What-
door.
What are you talking about? They went somewhere else. This isn't our way out. Have you been down here too long?
Once Sarge makes a decision, we have to follow it. We don't have to agree with it, but we have to follow it.
Can we look at this door to see if there's any way to get it open?
Maybe if we found a 5-foot-long pry bar, maybe, and a giant
Well,
operating bloody
we got
thing.
those pickaxes.
Sergeant Oxbridge, you passed your intelligence roll that I asked for like a minute ago.
I did. Yeah, I got an extreme success actually.
Oh, yeah, okay. Why would the Germans dig into this if it was their bunker?
That's true. They'd have just had it already. It wouldn't.
Unless it wasn't built by them.
But who could have
Saying
built? Yeah, that doesn't make any sense either, though, because who would have built a concrete bunker with machinery in it? It's not like we're excavating some ancient ruin here. It's fairly modern in design.
Well, I do have to say the machine does have sort of a French make to it. They're into the strange and macabre.
Max, what's the architecture like? You said it's just concrete. Is there are these bricks? Is it just a blank room, more or less, with the store?
It's blank. It has like 2 stripes painted on about maybe 8 feet up.
Okay, so you said
they're black.
You said that there's no way in or out, but that they dug to it.
Yeah.
So it's not a part of a larger structure unless the larger structure is through the doors.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So this is like the end of a tunnel with this room. No other way out of the room except through those doors.
So that just proves my point. That's our way out, this big door. And if we got to sacrifice one German for all 5 of us to get out of here, I say we do it.
It's not our decision. We've all told Sarge what we think. What do we do, Sarge?
Sergeant, should we ask the German if this is a door that can be used, to go through?
You can try and ask him, Doyle, but I've heard better German from an Englishman.
Hey, whatever. I'll just look to the German and I'm trying, because he doesn't know the word for through, I presume, and try and just make the, and point to the door.
And he starts struggling as he sees PFC Wood is trying to lead him towards the machine. He's weak, he's lost blood, but he's still just going like, Nein! And he, as you look and turn to him, he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a piece of paper and pushes it into you. And let me send the piece of paper.
No way.
Does he push it into Jethro or me?
Into your chest, Doyle.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, I drew this myself, so it's not that good, but
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's really good, actually.
That's so good.
Oh, thank you. And does anybody want to read what that says? I could type
it. Says, a soldier from the kingdom of Yo?
YS.
Okay, I thought that was
East.
Rigor Weissen, scribe of the kingdom of Carcosa.
Okay, I'll read that out aloud for everyone to hear, and then look at the German and kind of gesture with it, but clearly show my confusion for this.
And he just points to the door and says, East.
They're They're behind the door. The soldiers are behind the door.
Well, no, maybe this is a tomb. That's what he's trying to say. Totem? Totem?
Toten. Yeah, Toten.
He's saying it's a tomb of some sort.
Everyone, Toten. And he points around the world, like around his head.
Oh.
Or does Toten mean dead?
Dead, yes.
Ah, great. He's gone nuts.
Come on. This is obviously a modern construction.
Well, that isn't. Have you ever seen something like that?
What, the
door, sorry.
Machine?
Like point to the machine.
Well, how many machines do you think there were in ancient the world? We just started inventing machines 100 years ago.
Well, it's like no machine we've seen. I mean, look, it looks like an insect.
Well, maybe these Carcossans, or whatever the hell they are, made this thing for their tomb, and that's our way out.
How do we know going through a tomb is going to get us to the surface?
I don't know. There's no way out here. So it's gotta be.
We haven't tried the
somewhere.
other way out. You saw they ran from us. They must have gone up, not here. I presume.
That door doesn't look ancient.
Yeah, the door don't look ancient. None of this looks ancient. There can't be an ancient tomb there. He's lying.
So see if you can ask him why he put his hand in the machine. It got cut off.
Do you think I could make a German check to see if I know the word for why?
Sure, yeah, roll German.
All right.
5% chance.
Well, that's a 22, so I could spin the luck, but I feel like I might need that later, so I'm just going to try and do gestures like mime putting my hand in the hole and be like, and shrug to him.
So what gestures exactly are you doing?
Like, I don't want to set him down because at this point I think everyone else is gonna try to kill him. So just kind of like point at the door and like maybe signal like putting your hand through it and then do like a shrug.
Yeah, he seems like he's sort of thinking for a second, and then he says, like, he sort of points to his remaining arm with his stump, and then he sort of points to the machine.
Yeah.
And then he points to the door.
Yeah.
And then he sort of does like a open, and then he does this.
I think he's trying to say this machine opens the door if you put someone's limb.
All right. Great. Let's do that.
But didn't he also sort of say to you that if you open the door, everybody's going to die?
Yeah, either that or that it's a tomb, but I think he means that maybe everyone here died because of that. Yeah. Everyone here maybe died.
Digging to get to this.
They knew.
Like I said, it still doesn't look like something ancient, though, to me.
Yeah, Wood, could you do a spot hidden roll for me? Or knowledge, whichever one's better. Intelligence, whichever one's better.
Obviously, I think we're taking the ramblings of a dying madman a bit too seriously here.
And actually, you could do this too, Oxbridge, since you're a sergeant.
To be fair, Root, wouldn't you want someone to take your dying rambling seriously?
As a 74, it's a fail for me.
What was that? Spot hidden?
Spot hidden or intelligence, whichever one's higher.
Oh, spot hidden is higher. Can I spend 1 point to make it a hard success?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
With your hard success, you remember all this battle is bringing you back to your days going over the top, and you remember learning the German uniforms. You know what a private looks like. You know what a lieutenant looks like. and you're looking at this guy's uniform, and it looks like he's a lieutenant. He has sort of an insignia, but it's not right. It's has like an extra line in it that is just not ordinary. And then you look at his helmet and his dress, and it just is, there's like little things that are like off to you.
Guys, this German's not this isn't a typical German.
What does that mean?
What you mean the picture?
No, the
You're talking about
German.
Him?
Look at
Stumpy
that.
here?
Stumpy, look at his insignia. It's all wrong.
I'll kind of like is the insignia, it's on the opposite side of him, right?
Yeah.
So if I can like tap on something that's similar on my uniform and point to him and ask again, what?
He seems very confused. He's
Okay.
like Obergruppenführer or whatever his whatever lieutenant is in German.
No.
Sounds right.
Oh, I don't know what it is.
It's
Whatever
something
German
like that.
lieutenant is in German.
No, they make us study this stuff. That's not the right
So he's a
insignia.
phony. He's an imposter, right?
Well, look at his outfit.
No, he's a special agent.
It's
Of
all
some
wrong
sort.
too. It looks like older than it should be. Like
Would
see if he
That's
has
our I'll ask, it's kind of a meta question. Would our characters be aware that Hitler was really fascinated by the occult?
This
Hitler's
is World
World
War
War
One,
II.
not World War II.
Oh shit. Yeah, okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
But do you have a cult, Erastus?
What's it called? I have 5.
You can roll it if you want, or whoever has a cult could roll it.
Yeah, I only got the base 5.
80. Is that good enough?
Yeah, you know what? I'll
Not.
give it a shot.
By any chance, does that insignia look like what's on the shield on the paper he handed me?
On the shield, no, not at all. But the
Okay.
shield looks like the machine.
Oh, okay.
That sort of
That's-
chitinous stuff. And
That's
now
an
that you
04 on the occult.
Ooh.
Shut up! You got it?
I got
my
it,
God.
just barely.
now that you're looking at the machine, you can see that maybe something kind of looks like a face on it, like a little bit in different parts. You can sort of see different like things that might look like a
There's a-
nose or
Yeah,
something.
the eyes.
Face in the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with your
Ooh.
04, Mr. Root, you know that the Germans are very interested in the occult in general. Everybody kind of is right now. It's a very big time for the occult. And you look at the insignia and you're like, huh, I think I've seen this somewhere in an occult book. And then you're looking around the rest of his uniform, like it sort of looks, it does look a little occult symbol like that
Mhm.
extra line just like sort of gives it that jouissance of occult. And then you look around and you see that one of his buttons has the like a symbol on it that that's the symbol for Saturn, say the alchemical symbol for Saturn.
The alchemical symbol for Saturn is superfluous with like I believe the
It looks like a cross with a little hook on it.
yeah, I'm just trying to remember what it like means in alchemical terms, like what element it represents.
It represents lead, doesn't it?
I think so.
Sure, and you look at the button and yeah, it looks like it's made of lead.
Hmm.
You kind of can lick it, and
Don't put anything in your mouth
it's a little sweet
in general.
And the German looks down at you and is looking at you like you're a crazy person.
Hey,
Because
don't
you
give
are.
me
You're
the,
licking
don't
his
give
butt.
me the crazy eye, all right? Stumpy?
He looks up.
Yeah. Wait a minute, can you understand me? Can you understand the words coming out of my mouth?
English?
Roll psychology.
I got a 6.
Hey.
You think he might understand something that you're saying, but he doesn't understand the whole thing.
He can understand us maybe a little better than I can understand him, I think.
All right, well, that's good.
Spoken the English?
And then he points at himself and says, American.
American.
You're American.
Americana?
Der Kaiser. And he points to himself.
Americana Kaiser? Kaiser Americana?
Yeah.
The president?
Why is he talking about the American president? Where did that
He
even
looks
come
very
from?
confused.
Wilson?
He looks very confused. He
Who
doesn't know
would
what
be
you're talking about now.
president?
He says
He's
he
completely
works.
lost you.
He says he works for an American Kaiser? Emperor?
Kaiser's not a president. Kaiser's a Caesar, an
Wilhelm?
emperor.
Yeah.
He's very confused.
Okay, not him.
No. And he sort of like he points out toward the tunnel, and he's sort of trying to get you guys to go out back into the main tunnel.
Yeah, see, he's even trying to get us out of here.
Yeah.
He knows this is an exit.
Why? Does he understand when I ask him that? Why?
It looks like he does understand when you say why. That's a pretty basic word. Yeah, that's the Saturn symbol.
Yeah.
And the lead symbol, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he just sort of like says, "It's a devil," and he is like pointing, and then he's like pointing around, and you have no idea what he's pointing at. It looks like he's pointing at the walls or something.
The devil.
He thinks the devil is the machine, or it's through the door. Maybe he's seeing things. I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
so far I only seen one devil, and he's down an arm and a leg. I say we throw him in there, and we open this bloody door and get the hell out of here.
I don't feel right about doing that.
We can talk
Mr.
about our
Brute,
feelings
you're not even in the
later.
military, are you?
No, I just don't think we should treat each other like this. It's all. It's bad enough we kill each other, isn't it?
Well, he should have thought about that before trying to kill us.
He didn't try to kill you. That was the other German who you guys have not encountered. But okay, so are you shoving him in the machine or not? Okay, it sounds like the sergeant says shove him in the machine.
Oh my God.
Doyle will reluctantly limb, but like look at the sergeant and say, like, "Sir, I just want you to know I disapprove of this action."
That's fine. We need to get out of here. We can talk
I'm not
about it all
hesitating.
day.
I'm just grabbing the German guy and
Yeah, I'll pull out the Enfield if he tries to do anything squirrely.
The Doyle kind of gives him a look like, "I'm sorry."
All right, so Root, Wood, and Weed both on the direction
All
of
the
the
plant
sergeant.
guys.
Yeah, you guys grab him away from Doyle, and he starts freaking out. He starts screaming, and he's like, "The devil!" And he's like pointing around, and he's like looking around, and then you push him into the machine.
Oh my God.
You have to. It's hard to do because you have to shove his fingers and some of his body parts into these slots that sort of go into the machine and are covered by this chitin. And you actually break one of his fingers, and you have to sort of put it back so you can fit it in. And then finally he's in there. And when you put his fingers into the machine, it sort of looks like it's grabbing him a little bit, and he can't get his arm back out again. And you put him in and he's thrashing around in there, but he's in. And you close the gate on him.
Bye-bye.
And I need you all to roll sanity.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
31. Easy.
I'm good.
96.
I failed with a 76.
I passed.
Okay, so
Actually,
all
that's
you
funny. I think
All the
think I
people
rolled
who
31
wanted to
last
shove
time.
him, all the people who wanted to shove him in are fine.
yeah,
Makes sense.
you guys wanted to see this, but the rest of you, this is unnatural. I would say take a D6.
Yeah, that
And
sounds
then,
right.
and those who passed, just take one. You can just take one. As
It's my
the
sanity.
machine starts working, things like sort of pop out of it, arms, legs. He's just caged in, so you can still see his body in there.
Oh, God.
It's just covered up by stuff. As the different parts of him are cracked off, disassembled. One machine has little knives on it and almost looks like a hand, and it cuts into his arm and starts removing the veins from there, sticks a like little stump underneath it, so it looks like his arm has turned into a violin, and they're taut underneath that thing, and then they just start sawing back and forth, and blood shoots out right onto your face, Doyle.
Yeah, I rolled a 1, but I'm taking an extra point for that.
They're doing some operations in his throat, in his skull, in his brain. They're extracting the lenses from his eyes. They're disassembling this guy completely.
Operating
Dear
on him
God.
like some sort of weird medical thing.
And
I don't even know.
and as this is happening, you can see the pieces that they're taking out start getting put in and sort of getting put somewhere in the machine. They're getting pumped somewhere else or taken somewhere else. It looks like they're withdrawing the contents of this guy. And after a while, you guys eventually avert your eyes because it's so horrible. Some of you might continue looking. Maybe Weed keeps looking.
You okay?
And eventually you sort of hear the gate open up again and something that's not that heavy fall out. And you look back and there's a few parts remaining. His rib cage is still there, although it looks like it's been cracked and spread open. His arms, his forearms and legs are all missing, and his skull is missing the mandible off of it. And it looks like the top of it has been removed and then reattached.
What a horribly inefficient way to do anything.
So did the door open?
No.
Oh.
Fuck.
Good company you all
Well,
are.
damn it.
We need more Germans.
Thanks a lot, Stumpy. You did shit.
Well, we got rid of a German, so
It occurs to you that he was missing an arm and a leg.
oh,
He wasn't Nah, we need a whole one to make
Dang.
the machine work.
Every time.
Can we go get the German from the hallway? The one you pickaxe? How much of
Yeah, I
it?
do got that
You don't know
guy.
that
I
they have to be
hatched.
alive.
What if
Yeah,
it
they
doesn't
might-
need a
They
live?
might have-
Probably should have tried it with a corpse first, huh?
Yeah, yes.
I think that we shouldn't stand around trying to see how much fun we could have disassembling Germans. We need to find a way out of this fucking
Yeah,
place.
we tried this. It didn't work. We had another tunnel. I guess let's try that. If that turns out to be a dead end, then maybe we do have to try the corpse plan. I don't know.
But it's some sort of the fuck is this thing? It's not some medical thing. It didn't fix him.
It's a machine of some sort.
It's a
Well,
machine that
from what-
requires a complete human person.
Maybe it is some medical, but I don't know who it's supposed to be helping.
But it looks like it took away things. Maybe it's for, I don't know, dying people who need replacement limbs and organs or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not into fantasy or science fiction.
Yeah. Let's try the other tunnel. If that turns
Yeah.
out to be a dead end, we'll go back to the original. We'll go back to the original tunnel they broke through. We'll grab the guy I got in the back with me hatchet because he's all in one piece, and we'll try that. See if that works to open up this bloody door.
Do a luck roll. Lowest luck.
Oh,
I
Oh.
have
59.
I have 65.
I have
54.
60.
I think it's me then.
I have a 65. I
I
believe.
think
I'm down.
Jethro's got the lowest.
Yeah. Okay, Oxbridge. Go ahead.
54 for me. 15. Nailed it.
All
All
right. So nothing happens.
How lucky.
Sometimes that's the luckiest thing that can happen.
Just standing around there being like, I feel like things could be
All
worse.
right. So
Well, we
what do
tried your idea. Why don't we go and try the rest of the mine? Sergeant?
Yeah, let's go check out the other tunnel.
We obviously haven't been overrun by Germans yet. So
Well, they might be afraid of this place. Stumpy sure was.
Yeah.
Well, that's better for us then. That means they won't come in here. Might have a safe place to hunker down if we need to.
Yes.
all the viscera and goo and everything all over the floor, it's pretty nasty.
It's
Oh,
nasty, but it's best for survival.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
With good company like you, I'm sure we can have a nice campsite.
It looks horrible. Okay, what are you guys doing?
We'll go back out of this room and to the forward tunnel.
All right. So, with the lights, who's going first? Because the lights are on this far into the tunnel at this point.
Well, me, Doyle, and Jeff all got rifles and guns. Maybe we should take up the front. And then, Sergeant Wade, maybe you keep the back.
Jethro, you probably have used that a bit more than I have. Why don't you take the second position?
Got it.
All right. And you guys march up the tunnel. And it opens into a sort of anti-room, or not an anti-room.
Antechamber.
Yeah,
But you meant
antechamber.
like the anti-room, like the opposite of a room. Like,
No, not an anti-room. But yeah, an anti.
A filled-in cube of dirt.
An antechamber, and it opens up into what looks like a sleeping quarters for some Germans here. There's sort of a well-finished wall. It's still dirt, but it looks like it's been well done. And there's 4 beds here. There's 2 bunk beds with 2 beds on them each, and a table in the middle, and it looks like it's no one's here.
Oh, damn, we could have just brought Stumpy in here. That's a damn
Doyle
shame.
just shakes his hand.
Well, nothing for it now.
Do a spot hidden,
There were no other options.
everybody.
That's a success on my end.
Failure.
3.
I'm sorry, what are we rolling?
Spot hit.
Spot
hidden.
hidden.
Fail.
I got a 1.
Okay.
Oh, shit. You beat
I'll
my
even
3.
roll, dude.
Dang it.
So I
Good
so I just
spot
got a
hidden.
regular, Weed got an extreme, and Oxbridge got a critical.
So, Oxbridge, with your 1, you start looking around the room just to see what's up, and you immediately notice that this room is completely weird.
Opposite of a room.
The first thing you notice is a large picture on the wall that has Der Kaiser underneath it in, sort of Germanic writing, that font, and it's engraved in metal. And it has a picture of a guy in a spiked helmet facing, it's like a portrait, but he's facing at a 3/4 angle backwards, so you can't see his face. And underneath his helmet, there's sort of a yellow silk that's sort of coming out, almost like one of those hats where it has the things on the back. And that seems very odd to you because yeah, that's weird. Then you're looking around more and you see there's some German stuff. There's some German eagles, stuff you'd expect. Everything's written in German, but there's maybe underneath one of the beds or something, there's a postcard of the Statue of Liberty, and it has a little American flag, and it has German writing on the back from like one of their girlfriends or something. And that seems very odd to you.
Why would a German have an American postcard?
Maybe I can read some of it.
Can you read it? I'm going to show it to Doyle.
We got Germans acting like Americans, or Americans acting like Germans?
He did say something about an American emperor, American Kaiser.
Maybe it's pointy hat here. And I just kind of hit the poster.
Doesn't look like Kaiser Wilhelm.
Should I
why is he facing away?
Yeah, it's
weird picture.
Doesn't really make sense.
Maybe he's ugly.
That's the thing about painting, is if you're ugly, the painter can just make you not ugly instead.
That's true.
Maybe he's a special case.
I don't know.
Should I make a German check?
Sure. You'll be able to read a little bit of it with your 5, but make a German check.
Try and make out some details.
Yeah.
That's an 86. Could I try and push that just to take an extra minute or two to try and read it?
Sure, yeah. No, instead of taking an extra minute or two, you start reading out loud. So go ahead.
Oh, great. Okay.
And
it's a 17, but I know I can't use luck on that.
You can't.
Darn.
So you guys are sitting there in this room looking around, and you hear Doyle starts sort of reading out in very, very bad German, trying to pronounce the words, and he's kind of being loud. Yeah, and then Jethro, maybe you're looking at him while he's doing this because he's just being so obnoxious. And behind him, through one of the tunnels, a long arm, very long, longer than human, with huge nails, reaches out and grabs the back of his neck, sort of like this, and yanks him back. And,
anyone else see this?
Well, once it happens, you hear Doyle obviously screams. And
it's wunderbar.
Let me roll damage for you, Doyle.
Oh my god. What?
So you take only 3 damage.
Okay.
You're good.
Why do I always see the hands?
Why do you always see the hands?
You are the first to see the hands.
And Doyle, you look behind you and see like a horrible, almost like a duck with teeth, or like a Venus flytrap faced creature. It kind of looks like a dog with a Venus flytrap mouth maybe, and it's got a pigeon chest. It's skinny, and it looks like a horrifying monster. It has huge nails, long limbs, and its 2 legs are splayed out like a frog, gripping the sides of the tunnel to propel it forward.
Screaming just intensifies.
Yep.
Open fire! Open fire!
So I would say you get first pick since you have your gun out and you have the highest dex. What do you do?
So the hand, was it attached to this creature, or the hand is a different creature?
It was attached to that creature.
This is the creature's hand.
This creature also has like I thought it was a human hand. Oh.
Yeah, it's got human like hands a skinny bird body, a Venus flytrap like mouth head that's kind of dog-like, and
Yeah.
then two frog legs that are clinging onto the side of the tunnel for it to move.
Maybe kind of like a sawfish or a
Oh.
Venus flytrap. It has the teeth that overlap each other.
Oh, so it's like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot it, but I'm gonna
Okay.
not hit Doyle.
No.
You're a professional. Roll firearms.
Oh shit!
Oh no.
Oh, Doyle. You might have hit Doyle.
Oh man.
I got a 97 out of 65.
Ooh.
Is
Is that a critical fail? That's not right, Tom.
A
97
critical
out of
fail is
65.
When you
No.
get over 50, I think it's not.
Yeah,
What is she shooting?
A sawed-off
rifle.
rifle.
Yeah, that's got to get a 000, a 00 to.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
so-
gotta get
ha.
100 to
Not
critically
even a big
fail.
deal.
She failed.
Just like
though.
took
Yeah,
an
you
ear off.
miss.
It's fine.
Yeah, you fire off and just in horror and just hit the wall next to it. It's skinny too, so it's kind of like airy. It's hard to hit. All right, now next in the dex order, if I remember correctly, was Erastus. What do you do? You see this thing, it's now entering the room, sort of climbing in, like it's sticking itself like maybe you did when you were a kid to climb up the wall. And it's sort of like sticking itself in and expanding out so it can not touch the ground with its feet. And it's crawled
Did
into
I?
the room. It's crawling in the
Did I
room.
roll sanity? I
You
did
didn't.
roll
None of you
sanity.
rolled sanity. Roll sanity for this.
All right.
Failed on my
So-
sanity.
a 95.
So this will depend. This will tell me what I'm going to do. So
Okay.
failed.
I'm all
That's
good.
a fail.
I got
I
a
did
20
fail.
under 59.
Do a
Am I the
d6
only-
if you,
Am I the only one who succeeded that?
maybe. Do a d6 if you failed. 5. Oh, that's bad.
Ooh.
Or
Should I
Oh.
roll intelligence?
Roll intelligence. Roll intelligence, Erastus.
Oh fuck! I passed.
Okay.
Oh no.
Roll the table. You have the table, Erastus.
I do have the table. Where's my dice?
What's the sanity loss for a success?
Success, lose a d4.
oh no. Oh
right.
no.
Oh, that's a 4.
I see it. I back into the corner of the room. My eyes roll up, and I pass out and hit the
Okay.
ground.
So Erastus is out for the count.
Possibly, I scream like a little girl just beforehand.
And Erastus showing weakness looks like it's alerted the thing's attention. Maybe he's going to target him next. So what next in the dex order was, I believe, Root. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Or
I think-
Oxbridge? Oxbridge or Root?
What's your dexterity, Ox?
Oh, me, I'm
Sergeant.
pretty slow. I had 55. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it would be me now. I'm gonna try and shoot this thing with my Lee Enfield. I'm not a very good shot. I only got a 25
All right.
in the skill.
Go for it.
21 will succeed though.
All right. Roll damage.
All right. How much does this do?
It's a
Probably
Lee Enfield.
Yep.
The D12,
2d6
2D6.
plus something. 2d6 plus something. Let me see. Let's just say 2d6 plus
2?
2. Yeah.
All right. 5 and a 3, so that's
It's-
10 damage total.
It's actually 2d6 plus
2d6
4.
plus 4. Okay, so 12 damage total.
12 damage.
So you get a good shot off on this thing. You hit it in the chest, and it screams out and drops Doyle, who it's kind of speared a little in the neck with his claw, but he's okay. And as soon as you shoot it and it screams, it is going to try to run past you, but the rest of you are going to have a chance to act before that. So
Yeah, as it's trying to run past, I'm gonna whip out my hatchet from my belt and just try to take a quick swing.
Well, you can do that next round.
Yeah.
So Oxbridge, do you want to shoot or what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and shoot it.
All right. Roll your firearms.
Well, that's a 74. That's a miss.
All right. So it starts moving quick and you just can't get it on target and you fire off and go into the picture of the Der Kaiser.
I'm not even good at handguns anyway.
Yeah. All right. Now, Doyle, you see this, you're horrified. What do you do?
Scramble back to like my knees at least and fumble and get my Lee Enfield that this lieutenant gave me and try and I'll aim at it as I see it's going away from me. So if it's still in view, yeah, I'm taking the aim action. Yes,
you're aiming. Okay. Now, Root it. Let's roll Dex for it. See if it gets by.
Contested dexterity?
Sure.
All right.
32. Or you can roll fighting.
Fighting brawl?
Yeah.
That is a it's almost a hard, but that is a actually, you know what? I'll spend the 2 points and make that a hard success.
Okay, it also got a hard. I don't know. Does tie go to the runner on this, or does it go to the other runner?
Who's the attacker?
Me.
Root would be the attacker.
Yeah, Root
I think
gets
ties
it
go
if
to
it's
dodge.
a tie.
Yeah, attacker wins the tie unless somebody dodged.
All right, so you go and swing your hatchet at it, and you're able to get one hit before it scampers out the back. Do your damage.
I think a hatchet does like a D4.
Hatchet.
More than that. D6. Let's say a D6.
All right.
That hatchet on my thing.
Oh yeah, right. D4s are like knives.
Yeah.
And that is a 5 on the D6. So that is 17 points of total damage.
All right. So you chop through one of its giant feet and cut it off, and it screams out. It looks like it's really hurt right now.
Nice.
And it's gonna continue moving, and then let's just get Doyle's shot since he aimed. You have one last shot with a bonus dice.
With the
so
bonus
you can bring down the beast.
I rolled best roll is a 40. Can I spend luck to bring that down to a success?
Yeah. How much are you spending?
Just 5. I've got a 35 in rifles.
All right. So roll damage for that.
All right.
2d6 plus 4.
That's 7 plus 4, 11.
All right. 11 damage. You shoot it. It looks like the bullet goes into like sort of its what you could vaguely describe as its butt, cracks up every single vertebrae of its spine until it gets lodged up somewhere in it, and the thing just falls off its grip on the wall and sort of like slumps down onto the ground, and it looks like you got it.
Someone stomp it. Make sure it's dead.
Yeah, John is going to go over and just start wailing on its head with the hatchet just to double tap.
Doing the mashed potato all over it.
All right, so yeah, the coup de grace is happening in a major way. Weed is clay kicking into its skull, and John is just taking the brains out and bagging them.
No. Weed is in the corner.
Yeah, Weed
is passed out in the corner.
So I'm just going to town with my hatchet, just on the body, just making sure it stays dead.
I'm truly disappointed when I wake up. I didn't get to help.
And as Weed wakes up and all of you sort of get out of your blood frenzy, from down the hallway, you can hear a sound like scraping metal and like almost like a wind rushing, and it sounds like the doors are opening from
in the
inside
other
the
room.
bunker. Yeah, and that's where we're gonna end it today.
Oh,
all right.
Good deal.
Really good. Really good. Good game.
Yeah.
Our players included Jenny Olson, Connor McLean, Robert Boucher, Brandon Eubank, and myself with Max Meltzer as the keeper of Arcane Lore. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members. You can set up private games. You can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Spotify, iTunes, or Podbean. If you would like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 a month helps us a lot. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Thom Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure to the universe of H.P. Lovecraft on the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.